They need to know who run boxing, man. Let these guys know, man. Let them know, man.
You can't tell me where my man Ohio runs boxing. Where my man at? You can't tell me Cincinnati. You can't tell me Ohio don't run boxing. You can't tell me that.
Ohio run boxing.
Yeah, that's the page.
In my perspective, Ohio run boxing.
You think so?
Who run boxing?
Man, Ohio run boxing, of course.
Ohio runs boxing, man. That's a fact.
They know who run boxing. Ohio run boxing. Ohio runs boxing, man. If you can't get it from Ohio, man, you tripping. Ohio runs boxing. You run it all.
Man, Ohio runs boxing, man.
Shout out.
We the coaches.
Payson Brothers, who run boxing?
Ohio run boxing. You already know. It's a we in the house. We got all the legends in Ohio.
You already know, man. Y'all have a good one. You already know. Show out. You run boxing, man.
Good work, man. You know Ohio run boxing. Them players on everything I love. I appreciate them for coming, man.
Good
Once
experience,
again,
man. Good
Ohio
experience.
run boxing.
That's all I got. Facebook and Instagram.
And let them know who run boxing.
Ohio run boxing, man.
Hell yeah.
From OTB and
Boxing.
Ohio run boxing. Shout out everybody. Shout out to
2019. But do y'all really see what Ohio doing? Duke Reagan brought back the silver, O'Shea brought back the bronze, and I brought back the gold. Yeah, y'all see it. Ohio running boxing. Team O'Shea, Big Mirror, MDB,
I appreciate you.
Let them know who run boxing.
Ohio runs motherfucking boxing.
What's good, guys?
Salute to everybody in the building. Got my co-host, Mr. Ohio Runs Boxing himself. Everybody tapping in with us. We appreciate y'all. Smash that like button on your way in. How you feeling today, bro?
Man, pretty good, man. I got to watch some good boxing last night, and everything was good, though, man, for the most part. I slept like a baby. I slept like a darn baby. I was good. What up, Brandon? Salute, man. Yeah, Ohio, Detroit cousins.
Of course we cousins. Of course we cousins. That ain't no secret. I just and shouts out while we on that. Shouts out to Flint too. No, we rock with the whole Michigan, man. That's our whole cousin state, man. So salute to Anthony Durrell on his fight coming up with Caleb Plant in October. Hope y'all peeped out that interview I had with Stephen Breadman Edwards. Drop some jewels on the Salute OGE from STL. Y'all know we family. Y'all know how we connected with St. Louis.
Yeah.
East St. Louis in the building. But how you like this weekend in boxing, man? What you think about the fights last night?
Oh, man. Danny looked good. Ah, man, we jumping into that. Oh, man, we got Danny look good. Danny look good, man.
Hey, I kept watching it. I say, Danny, watch my damn video. He brought his legs to the party.
Bro,
I kept telling everybody, I say, Danny gonna bring his legs to 154. They say, OTB, he ain't never did it before. I say, shit, he gonna have to survive.
Yep, he brought them bad boys, and I think Benevidez' feet was in the mud against that guy, and I think that Danny had the great game plan, man. As far as Antuan Russell, man, good boxer, good fighter.
Hold on, we gonna get there. We gonna start off with Danny, man.
Okay,
we gonna start off with Danny. We gonna break it down the line. As far as Danny go, man, they say Jose weighed in at 19 pounds over. Shout outs to my under the carpet plug. He definitely told me Jose weighed in at 172 walking in the ring. What you think about that? You think that had an effect on his performance?
I don't know, man. I don't know. I think I just think because he just didn't want to. He seemed like he wanted to knock Danny out, and Danny ain't never been knocked out before, man. He was playing the waiting game like he wanted to just, hit him with a big shot, and you're not gonna beat Danny like that. That boy got an iron chin, and that seemed like that was his game plan. I didn't think the weight played an issue. It was more his mentality of him trying to set Danny in different traps with his counter punching ability. I just didn't think that was a great game plan going into that. I don't think the weight had anything to do with it.
Do you think that did you expect Danny to go in there and fight like that in the pocket?
Absolutely
Danny looked
not.
Tremendous in the pocket.
Not. Absolutely
Shout
not.
out to Philadelphia who teach fighting in the pocket like nobody else in the world. Over 40 champions out of Philadelphia. Man, we definitely respect the homage of boxing. So as much as Ohio run boxing, we respect what Philly do and what y'all bring to the sport, man. And y'all definitely got a reason to be happy with the display Danny gave on fighting in the pocket last night, man. He taught a class.
Yeah, he did, man. He did. Danny, he was he was accurate too. He was accurate. He took his time too, man. But I can tell you one thing that I seen the Danny that I think has always been there. You can definitely get the better exchanges between him when you really start throwing your combinations and punches. You can get the better of Danny. You can get the better of Danny when it comes to that. I just don't think Jose is that type of fighter. He's not a Lamont Peterson where Lamont put them together. You know what I'm saying? He's not a Lamont where he can try to walk you down as good. So he just didn't throw as many punches. I wish Jose would have been able to take a little bit more risk. It would have been a more interesting fight, but I still enjoyed it. I think fans like us enjoy it because it's familiar. Two boxers that we have seen on TV over the years, and when we get to see them like that, I'm always enjoying those type of fights. I don't care what nobody say. They can talk about washed up. I enjoy it because we have invested in these two fighters over the years. So when you see those guys, it's like you get chills a little bit. I know I do just watching guys like that who've been on TV working their craft over the years, man. So
Facts. OGE from STL say, yes, sir. Danny was accurate, but I don't think power is going to carry up and weight with him. What you think about that?
It's tough because I don't even remember him really. He landed a solid shot with Jose, and we got to remember Jose tough as heck. Crawford knocked him down with 24 seconds left in the fight, bro. He almost survived the Crawford. That boy went on the streak right now, but he almost survived that. I thought he was going to actually go the distance with Crawford, but he's a tough one, man. Sometimes you can't overlook those type of guys that never really been stopped or knocked out. You can't overlook that, man. So it's going to be tough, but who knows? I heard Tony Harrison said he wanted to get in the mix of this. That was interesting, man, to see Tony.
Hey, I was pitching that fight, bro. I kept saying Philly and Detroit. Yeah, I mean, you got a lot of rich boxing history that's going to come out of them two cities. Not to mention the turnout and the support that they seem to show their fighters, as we seen Cool Boy Steph, Jerron Ennis, Bolsey Ennis was in attendance for the fight. Philly support Philly, y'all. And I'm really a fan of that, as I got somebody who brought our whole state together. So, you understand, I definitely was an advocate of mentioning Tony Harrison name when it came to that fight. Not to mention, man, Tony Harrison is a tactician, and with the display that Danny just gave us in the pocket, and Tony Harrison being able to pick and choose whether he want to fight that fight inside, we know how he get winning in fights and then get to showing out to the crowd. Yeah, I mean, one mistake with Danny and we could see that power carry over with a chin like Tony Harrison. And I think that's an entertaining fight from beginning to end. So if they can make that fight happen, I think that's a big fight. Could be worthy of being on the Errol Spence Terrence Crawford undercard if we can get both of them back in the ring again this year. I think that's a Go ahead, bro.
Danny said something that was very interesting. And I actually like it from the standpoint of what I saw in the ring from him. He mentioned Laura. And I'm like, what? Laura, 160?
Let's talk about it.
and he was talking about bringing Laura to 155, you know, and I think Laura would take that fight. That's a big fight for Laura. 5 pounds. I don't think Laura would have a problem meeting him halfway or even 156. Just to be, you know, cool. 156 would be cool. But I think Laura, his last fight is why Danny Garcia is probably picking him, because Laura seemed like he decided not to move no more. He's not lateral. He's like bunking.
Laura sitting on his punches more while he's not moving. Thus the heavy knockout performances we've seen from Laura.
So
and
go ahead. You're right. Danny sees that. I think Danny see that okay, he's not, because we know what Danny's kryptonite is. You know what I'm saying? When it comes to these lateral movements, man, Danny don't like trying to chase you and get, you know, try to get a hold of you. You don't know how to cut the ring off that good. But Laura is going to be there. It seems like Laura is now ready to engage, man. He ain't about to be playing with these guys. So this is the last Laura. This is Laura on his last wheels, and you know what I'm saying? So I think Danny picking him now will be an interesting fight. And I wish, look at that, I wish Demetrius was more like that, man. Like, you know, Laura got a belt, you know, so Danny is trying to get another belt, man. He knows 154 is tied up right now with belts. 147 is going to be tied up with the belts. So, you know, 160,
he going to get there.
He definitely is looking to try to get another belt. So that's going to be interesting if they try to make that fight with Laura. And it's makeable. So that's the good thing. It's like they're not calling out, like these fighters calling out fights that's hard to get made when you know the politics is involved. No, Laura and Danny is a makeable fight.
Salute T Fanny 3319. Say all my predictions was right for each fight. Salute to that. Gotta say that. I feel bad for Kalnacki at this point. We gonna get there, bro. Let us wrap up Danny. But yeah, man, I agree. I couldn't agree with you more. I think that Laura and Danny is a good fight. You understand? I'm curious to see whether Laura moved down to 154 to make that fight happen, or Danny move up to 160. But I think that that's one of them fights like AB's Paulie Malignaggi fight. Out of everybody at 160, if you gonna fight somebody at 160, you add out the right gazelle by the water. So you understand, I do think that that's a winnable fight for Danny at either weight class. You understand? Because like you say, both of them later, and Laura sitting on his punches, and Laura's still the tactician. So I don't know, man. I don't know if I go with Danny to beat Laura, y'all. Laura is tough, and Laura ain't had a lot of wear and tear on him throughout this sport. So although he's older in age, with his mind progressing with his body, you understand, he's always gonna be dangerous. And if he's elevated, you understand, which we really expect him to do after Pendant Triple G walks away and he gets elevated and Triple G don't want to fight Laura, then Danny, go get that.
Absolutely. Go get that. That's right there. I think that's the good. But you know, again, Laura, meet him halfway. I mean, this guy he just came to 154. He's acting like he said 155, 150. I say 156. Just take 4 pounds. Let's try to be reasonable on both sides here. You know, I'm just up, and if and that's what Danny said, 155. That's cool. I'm cool with it, and or add another pound. Like, look, I'll just give you another pound. Let's just make this work. I think Laura would definitely take it. You know, Laura's on another big fight too. So these guys are looking for the names, man, and I think those two guys will be perfect. You know what I'm saying, on the PBC side. So
facts. I couldn't agree more. Well, before we get off of this subject, man, I gotta give a shout out to Angel Garcia. Man, I was gonna tear Angel ass up, especially after the press conference. I didn't think that was at all. Angel ain't never really been professional. He always show up to sell the fight. You understand? As he does a great job doing.
Mm-hmm.
But that's not so impressive when your fighter don't perform. You understand? And the reality of the matter is Danny coming off of 3 losses. Everybody kept saying about how the Errol Spence loss made him take off. But the reality is Danny was undisputed and arguably the most successful boxer in his stable. You understand? Battling with only Adrian Broner. Danny wasn't. He wasn't undisputed at 140.
No. He won. I think he was unified, but he wasn't
Yeah, he was unified. Well, he was
But I get what
unified.
you're saying. I get what you're saying.
Yeah, he was unified. He had a success measure. You understand where I think that them losses could have done a lot to him. But I gotta give shots out to Angel Garcia, man, for realizing that Danny was gonna need his legs moving up, for realizing that if you're gonna use your legs, we moving up, we dealing with bigger fighters,
men.
but
Yeah.
not so much as heavy punchers. Ain't really no big punchers or no high volume fighters at 154 when you exclude Sebastian Fundora and Brian Castano. Yeah, I mean, you got a lot of tacticians and tactical boxers up there. You don't really have nobody who power really scare you except for Charlo. You understand? And maybe Tim Tszyu. And Tim Tszyu that jab ain't active enough for me to consider him a pressure fighter. I don't consider fighters pressure that put that AB pressure on you where they walk up on you and you react to them being in your bubble. You understand? So I don't really think that Danny really can't be successful up there. But Angel realized he had to get him better in the pocket, man. And that was impressive to see Danny sit on his shots, throw a 6-punch combination. We ain't seen that shit out of Danny ever.
No, I think
like
those is safe fights for him. I think it's a lot, but I know one fight, and it wouldn't be even fair to even try to promote that right now because it'd be to me it'd be a demolish. It would be Charles Conwell at 154. That's a guy Danny shouldn't even entertain.
Right. While we on Charles Conwell, you know I gotta go there because I cussed the fucking TV out. We gotta quit this shit where because a fighter ain't on our promotional, it's not good for us to he ain't on our promotional status or we don't promote him anymore, that we exclude him out of the conversations, thus the pound for pound list that networks are giving out. You understand? Thus several other lists that you see and it's a name missing. Like, hold on, ESPN, where's Tank Davis? I think we just seen them speak on Tank the first time ever. I've seen them really speak on Tank. So salute to ESPN for finally, opening up their platform and realizing that the sport is bigger than the people that they cover. You understand? But PBC, y'all did that shit last night, and y'all had Liam fucking Smith on the list with 3 losses, but don't have a 16 and no Charles Conwell.
Yeah, that's funny.
I went crazy, man.
Yeah, that's funny. It's like, yeah, that and I'm glad you point that out because a lot of them do that. It ain't just, people kill me when they just sit there and talk about the people who don't like PBC. They only talk about them, but we'll call them out when we see certain things too. It ain't just like bias for one network or something. It's just calling it the way we see it. Top Rank do it. DAZN do it. They all do this, and we have to call them all out on it.
Facts, man, and that's our obligation to us covering this sport, man. We have an obligation to covering this sport with a no bias value. So we expect the same things from y'all who actually have bigger platforms, man. That was highly, ridiculous for y'all to give out that list and leave him off of there when just the last time when just for Jermell Charlo undisputed list, everyone in the world seen him and became curious of his talents. You understand? So because he made a different business decision, you understand? Don't give y'all the right to exclude the talent. And I'm very disappointed. Y'all know how I feel about PBC, man. Y'all know how Al Numnan blessed me. Once again, shout out to PBC because while we tearing in your ass, we also gonna be real enough to acknowledge that y'all gave us a good night of boxing. It was a good fight card. But that right there is something that gotta stop from all networks who cover boxing with big platforms, man. Don't let your bias, take away from a kid's accomplishments and what he really brings to the sport, his talent, and the fact that he is deserving to be on that list when you have some of the fighters that I seen on that list.
Yep, because because eventually he's gonna be in the mix. He's gonna definitely be in the mix where he's gonna be in a mandatory spot where they're gonna have to see him or a step aside. I mean, he's coming.
Say it again.
Charles is
Say it again. Because Charles coming and y'all ain't gonna have no way around putting him on that list then. And let's be glad that y'all got a business relationship with him already, so you don't really feel bad when he put himself in that position. Because we telling y'all, man, the boy is special. And he really is, man. I'm telling y'all gonna get a treat when he do get the opportunity to step on that stage. Trust me, man. For all of y'all who like this, who love this sport, man, go ahead and go do your homework now. We just dropped the gym on y'all, so y'all know who coming, and y'all don't lose y'all money betting on a record against him, or I mean, or a name against him, because he's coming into that upper echelon of where his talent and his record speaking for itself. But let's get on the Adam Kalnacki. Co-main event of the night. Adam Kalnacki. I'm sorry. He was facing off against Ali Demirzin. And tell me what you got out of that fight, bro. What you think?
I was watching that in the bar. I had it on my iPad. I was in the bar playing pool, man, and I didn't watch all of it like round by round, but every round that I caught, it was a back and forth, man. I seen Kalnacki doing his thing as normal, the brawler and throwing a lot of punches. And then he'd get caught with some stuff. Like when he resting, he ain't got no defense, man. He just getting, you know what I'm saying? He right there, head staying on the line, you know what I'm saying? Put his hands up a little bit here and there, but he was getting hit. But I didn't even know he lost the fight because in the bar, I just seen both of them talking, and I thought they gave it to him. So I didn't watch it fully to know who won, but I know some of the rounds I seen was back and forth. It wasn't no, from what I seen, wasn't no clear cut win. So,
all right, man, I'll break it down for what you might have missed, bro. Kalnacki came out, fought his ass off. Salute, I appreciate you tapping in, bro. Kalnacki come out, popping a jab, looking good, light on his feet, and in much better shape. You understand? I gotta say, he has shedded so many pounds. I'm wondering how much that of an effect that had on his performance. Once we get the later on events in the fight, it'll make sense to y'all. Popping the jab definitely gave him 3 out of the first 4 rounds. Looked great. You understand? High activity, just as he always is. If y'all don't know, Adam Kalnacki fought in a heavyweight fight where the most punches was thrown ever. So his high activity is something that we used to out of him. Lately, however, around 5 is what we seen, and we seen him start to drain out. And the more he drained out, he leaned on his jab that much less. You understand? And the less he leaned on his jab, the more Ali Demirzin closed the space, placed his punches together. And I had to give credit to Ali Demirzin for fighting his fight, even when he was losing early in the fight. A lot of times fighters abandon game plans. And I really had to salute Ali Demirzin for staying with his game plan, and it showed to be successful as Adam Kalnacki drained out, and it looked just like the Robert Helenius fight where he couldn't stay off the ropes. Every time you looked up, he was on the ropes. Demirzin was closing the space without no jab, only jabbing when Kalnacki jabbed out of fatigueness. You understand? And then he just put his punches together. Shout out to him because I seen him make the quality adjustment of he was smothering his shots a lot in 5, 6, 7 once Kalnacki drained out. And then he started taking a step back and working, you understand, the uppercut so that he could get his space on the 1-2. And that let me know that whoever teaching Demirzin is really teaching him some good boxing. So I got to give credit where it's due, man. And he ended up edging out for that win. But my question for you is, what do you see for him on the landscape of the heavyweight division?
I think just a new face. Like we need to see more new faces in the heavyweight division, man. And I think that was good that PBC put him on that platform and then and give him a win because he's not the guy that they actually behind. We know that, you know what I mean. So it's good to see the fighters come that's not with the party come over and get win. We just seen that. What's his name? Johnny Rice. Johnny Rice did it too. You know what I'm saying? Johnny Rice is another one where I like to see these type of heavyweights get opportunities and get on the spotlight, man, on the big stage and perform, man. So we need more big heavyweights. You know, some of the other guys are starting to fade out, man. So we need to start seeing some of these other guys that come in. So I think it's gonna be good, man, to see him in the mix with some of the other heavyweights, man, Andy Ruiz and all of them, man. So I'm excited.
Actually, you talk about I'll tell you the fighter who came to mind for me, Joe Joyce.
Mm-hmm.
I think that him and Joe Joyce is a good fight. Watching him put his fight together and watching Joe Joyce's ability to land his punch is something that you will watch for 10 rounds. You understand?
Mm-hmm.
Like, so, but I just would wonder about both of those fighters' activity as you understand. They're
Joyce
not the most active fighters.
Right. Joyce can take some punches, though. My
Facts. And that's my thing. If Joyce take Ali Demirz's best punch early in that fight, and he know he ain't got enough for him, then he gonna be waiting. It's just a matter of time before he land his punch. And Joe Joyce can punch, you understand? So I think that was just a good fight that came to mind. Far as Adam Kalnaki, salute to my brother Knockout Boxing 86 TV. If y'all ain't subscribed, get on over to Knockout, man. They was just wrapping up their morning show. Salute, my brother. That's definitely somebody who near and dear to the heart. Knock, you welcome to come up if you want, bro. I know y'all just wrapping up, so I know you about to start your Sunday. But if you want to, you know you always welcome, Brody. Link up in the beginning. But yeah, though, as far as Adam Kalnaki go, man, it's time to go on your UK tour. Yeah, I mean, you done fought 11 times under Al, so we know your ass made some good money. You came over here from Poland. As far as I'm concerned, you overachieved within the sport. You understand? Of course, we always knew that you wasn't an upper echelon matter of talent within the heavyweight. No problem, bro. It's all good. I gotta send an invite, man. Whenever school open, you understand? I gotta let you know that your key work to get in the building. Everybody key don't work when it comes to OTB boxing class. Some of you teachers will be, some of y'all ain't teachers.
Right.
It's a faculty only. But yeah, though. But as far as Kalnaki go, man, you overachieved, bro. And we got to give some credit where it's due. As far as, you know what I mean, you didn't really accomplish too much in the sport, but I think that it's still good money on the table for you on your UK tour. You understand? Go ahead and get that in and get out the way.
Absolutely. Like he's still a face. He ain't what it was crazy because people was hyping him up, man. He was getting a lot of praise, man, coming in, But it goes to show you too, man, consistency is so important too in the heavyweight division. You gotta stay consistent.
Man, and man, just so in case there's any heavyweights that might watch my show, don't name your goddamn self Babyface. Don't name yourself Babyface. Don't do it. Every time we see Kalnaki, he's somewhere bleeding. He as bad as Darren Vajenko. But that's what happened. I don't care what God you serve. He got a sense of humor just like we do. So, I mean, that's the shit that they do to you. That's how the universe play you when you name yourself Babyface. Let's see what my guy Knockout got to say, man. Kalnaki favorite food is feast to the face. His fist to the face. He lucky Ali ring IQ vision. He lucky Ali ring IQ and vision. Trash. Kalnaki was open for body shots just as much as face shots.
Yeah.
Shout out to Knockout 86 TV.
It was, man. Yeah,
you called it on point, Brody. You always do. I'm glad you couldn't go before I went. Shit. Because he damn sure was. He a punching bag, man.
He's like the 137 version of what's his name? Ruslan.
Facts, man. It's just crazy to me that a fighter that's that big with a jab that good, you never teach him to get his hips behind his punches. I'm watching him fight all night, bro, and I'm like, he never sit on a punch. You understand? Like when he do, it's just like, I'm tired. Get off of me. I'm tired. Like, you understand? It's never orchestrated where he come in at 250 pounds, and of that, he only get a third of that behind his punches. That's just ridiculous, man, when I look at that. And then to still be dropping your hands on the way out, coming off 2 losses, tells me that that's not a habit that you able to fix. You're not capable of fixing that. And it's not a matter of somebody not trying to teach it to you. So I can't even blame his trainers at that point, because that's a consistent problem that you have. And that's what I want to tell y'all. Fighters got to stay in shape. It's important, man, because if you notice in the beginning of the fight, when that wind pumping, that blood flowing, then that jab popping, you understand? Your hands high, you on the phone a lot more. You understand? Once you get fatigued, then a lot of fundamentals go out the door. And that's something to credit to Errol Spence within the performance that Danny Garcia had as well. You understand? Within the process, I agree with EJ when he say, quit trying to take away from the ass whooping that you took, because the pressure didn't allow you to look like Danny Garcia that we seen last night. Regardless of how much you was trained up for that experience, that pressure is something different. You understand? So I gotta give credit where it's due.
Yeah, I'm glad you said that too, because it's crazy. You know, a lot of people do that too. With the performances, you know, they say, "Oh, this Danny." I'm hearing it too. It's kind of funny saying this version of Danny beats Errol Spence. It's hilarious, and I'm like, man, y'all need to stop. You know, and they using the mental stuff too, saying he wasn't there mentally, and he going, you know, all this other stuff, and they do that with a lot of them, and they do. Errol Spence fans do that with Crawford. When he beat Porter wasn't the same. The training camp wasn't the same. They do it. They all do it. But you know, and and I always laugh because they're gonna get it right back in return. Y'all don't like it. Y'all don't
talk
like
about it, bro.
Y'all don't like it when Danny. Now I don't agree, and you don't agree. Even if they fought 10 times, Earl will still do the same thing because styles make fights. The pressure Earl bringing, you ain't gonna stop that, bro. So
that's a different pressure.
Yeah, that's a whole different thing. But the excuses that they use, like, you know what I'm saying, they do it with Earl. Earl fought Sean. He was 60%. What? I don't care if he was 110%, bro.
Man, they saying 40, man. Derek James saying 40, and this man outpunched him by 50 punches. Man, what was you fighting? A mannequin? You know what I'm saying? Like, man, that's 40%. What are you, Superman? Where the cape, bro? Where the cape? Like, man, come on, man. Be realistic with this shit.
And people eat that up, bro, and I laugh. I had guys that say that Sean was fighting a 60% Earl Spence. I said, okay, when y'all get that back, y'all ain't gonna like it. And look at Danny.
And my only thing with that is, you understand, like, we understand how fragile a fighter's confidence is. You know what I mean? We get it. And credit to Danny for being vulnerable and being, man enough to be real enough with us in that moment. You understand? I ain't one that's gonna rag on him for getting in there being real. Depression is real. You understand? It's somebody that's fought in boxing. He's had a lot of high expectations throughout his whole life. You understand? And he provide for a lot of people. And that's one thing I can say about Danny. Danny ain't one of them people that got rich and left the hood. You understand? Danny's still around South Philly. You understand? It ain't hard to touch Danny. But at that same rate, you got to be real enough with us as fans and be real enough with yourself as a boxer to be like, shit, I just wasn't a better man on that day. And that just put all of the fighters in a different plateau who do step out there, who do get that microphone and say, hey, I lost. He was better than me.
Yep. It's hard to say, man, but you got to be honest with yourself. You can't go in there being in denial, man. So, yeah. But again, salute to Danny and his performance, man. Let's get on this Antuan, your boy, man. I want to hear your opinion on this stoppage.
My opinion on the stoppage is they cheated sports fans. They cheated us as fans of seeing the moment that Garry Antuan have to dig deep and figure it out, because he's a good enough fighter to figure it out. He's good enough to still figure it out and win that fight. You didn't have to take that from him. And then my thing is, you cheated Rances. You cheated Rances from fighting almost a perfect fight. You understand? Until the whole fight, y'all, he's rotating away from Garry's right hand. So Garry couldn't really put it together, and he controlling the line while he rotating. So you understand, Garry really was at a disadvantage with when you got a fighter who understands boxing mechanics, y'all. That's how smart it is. But the one damn time that he rotated the wrong way, Garry was a smart enough fighter to put it on the button and make it count. So because of that, I'm only inclined to agree that Garry was gonna figure it out. Y'all took that from us. Y'all took that from him. And don't slip on the talent that Garry got, PBC, because he's smart enough and he's a good enough fighter. Regardless of how I don't feel like we seen the best Garry Antuan Russell. However, I feel like he might have been very emotional. I think that they keeping him out too long. If you remember the post-style fight, he starts off with this Aaron Pryor-esque. You understand? Remember how Aaron would run out that motherfucker and the other fighter would just curl up in the corner, you understand, in relation to the pressure and the name and the mystique. You understand? Garry liked to do that shit, and that shit gonna get you knocked out, bro.
Yeah.
So you are a much better fighter than that. So you understand, as far as my opinion go, man, I'm curious whether I'm curious who didn't believe in Garry, who didn't believe that he would figure it out. You understand? Was this something that was unwritten, where they were saying, if this shit get close now, we got to protect our investment at the end of the day. I understand that, but I'm wondering, do you not believe in your investment's talent enough to think that he was going to figure it out, and you had to take that into your own hands? And you cheated the sport of boxing as well when you did that.
No, that's a real good breakdown to that, man. It's hard to even follow up on that, because that's exactly what I said. This is, to me, both stoppages. His last two stoppages has been controversial. I don't think
that's crazy.
I don't think Victor Postol was hurt, and it's crazy because it's against guys who's never been stopped. I understand he got this 100% KO ratio, but these last two has just been questionable to me, man. And I'm just like, what the heck? You got some people saying, "Oh, you hating? He's about to get stopped," and I'm like, man, look, we got to see that. I think Rances was good. I think he was still ready. He was still in that fight. And the referee looked like a new referee. I've never seen this guy in my life too, man. Like, that's another one. I never seen this dude. Like, where y'all get this dude?
And we had amateur fights too, y'all. You understand? We had lower level pro fights. Me and Broda, we done did lower level pro fights. Shout out to my guy New Era Boxing Wire Promotions. He got a podcast. Y'all go check that out, called The King and I. You understand? So y'all get a minute, man. Go check that out. But so it ain't like, you understand, we wouldn't be familiar with you at some point. Like, but I ain't never seen dude. He just stepped on the scene, and
that's why I was like, he could step on the scene, and then you make a call like that. Then you're like, okay, where do you come from? Who is you anyway to be in this situation, making this so controversial? I'm like, and it's not taken away from Antuan. We don't think that he couldn't have done it. He could have found his way, and that's what you were saying. Y'all didn't seem like y'all don't believe that he, it's like y'all protecting this KO ratio too that y'all trying to sell. Maybe, I don't know what it is.
Talk about it.
That's the only thing I can think of. Like, okay, these last two has been really questionable. He's like,
and he's not a fighter, bro. I'm sorry to cut you off, but he ain't a fighter that's gonna have a high KO ratio, y'all. No. That's not worth protecting. Like, his style don't provide that he's going to put it on a lot of fighters' button. What he's going to do is he's going to beat you at fighting his fight. In case y'all don't know the identity of Garry Antuan Russell. You understand? In case he don't know, tell him come to OTB boxing class. I'm about to get him together.
Yeah.
He's a fighter who's going to overwhelm you with fighting his fight. In other words, he's so good at what he does is borderline great to where you can't have an answer for it. You understand? And as much as we seen Rancis Bartholomew have an answer for it, you got to be great for 12 rounds. He got to be great for 12 seconds.
Yeah, I think, you know what, and I'm going to say this now. I see this coming too because we got Pitbull fighting on the undercard, I believe, with Broners. I think Cincinnati, shout out to Rasheed Warren. I think he's going to be on the undercard, and I think that's going to set up him and Antuan, man, on the undercard. Somebody's pay-per-view, bro.
If y'all go back and look, man, I seen this fight coming like 6 months ago. I have not wanted this fight, y'all, at all. You know what I'm saying? These two done fought each other over 4 or 5 times in the Olympic trials, like, and then the amateurs, like, you understand? And I get that's a matter of Rashid passing the torch to Antonio. You understand? I get it. I get it. Yeah, I mean, I get where the stage is setting up, but no, I don't want to see it. Rashid is great in the pocket. Don't underestimate how good Rasheed Warren is in the pocket. For those of y'all that might not know, might not be a fan, you don't have to. But the kid can fight in the pocket. And if Garry lose the line, you understand, or comes out with too much emotion, just as we just seen his big brother do, which Antonio don't fight out of pocket like that. I will say that Antonio is more composed, you understand, and he's really have it put together as far as fighting his fight, and he really know his identity more, you understand. So he stick to what he do well. He control the line great, you understand. But Rashid ever do close that distance, and if he can continue to close that distance in that fight, y'all, that's gonna be a long fight, and it might damage your prospect. I don't want to see that shit. I used to tell they brother Batman all the time, no. One of y'all go fight Inoue. One of y'all go fight Riel Casemiro. God damn it. Let's get that fight the stage it deserved. They done fought in Olympic trials. Let them at least go out and try and get one of the other straps. Go out of that division. You know what I'm saying? I think for that to be a big fight, we almost got to make it a unified or undisputed fight.
And I agree because I remember you said that before. I do agree that at least let it get some straps. But you got to remember, too, Rashid getting older. So, you know, he got to get one of these, you know, one of these shots too, you know what I mean? Because he was in the Olympics for 12 years, man. Like, you know what I'm saying? So, you know, that time is ticking on him, man. But I know one thing.
And we gonna call him out too. It's time, champ. It's time, champ. You ain't hit for no medals. You ain't hit for no strap. It's time, champ. Make him put some respect on your name, champ.
His last performance, he done that. I think he was fighting with urgency. He saw. People don't remember that Rashid wasn't even being televised no more. People forgot about it. They was hearing about him, and some people that's hardcore knew he had fights, but they didn't be like, man, did Rashid fight today? I'm like, yeah. But as soon as they put him
back fought earlier.
Right. So as soon as they put him back on television, you can tell that he was fighting with urgency. You can tell
you can see him sitting on his punches. That's what impressed me. To see him sit on his punches, bro. I ain't never seen
almost every punch was bad intentions, and you can tell he looked like he was taking it out on whoever was going to be in that ring. It was like, I ain't about to stop me from eating. And you gotta have
Antonio, don't do it. Antonio, don't do it. He looking for something to prove, y'all. This is a fighter that's looking for something. A fighter that always got something to prove is a dangerous fighter. That's why fighters look for ways to motivate them. They look for them in us, people who cover the sport. You understand? A lot of times we provide that extra motivation that you need. You understand? So. No, Antonio, don't do it.
I think if I
watched David Vasquez do a dance.
Right, bro. And I think Rashid beat him every time.
Every time.
And you know, but I think, like I said, you know, Garry, I put that footage up probably about a month and a half ago, and I think you saw that on the IG, and I put it up.
Yeah. I used some of that. I went and looked at. You made me go and look at the Olympic all 3 fights. I actually looked at all 3 fights. They got them up too somewhere.
Okay, yeah, and Garry Russell, the brother, He was pissed off seeing it. He was like, man, that happened years ago, man. He was older than my brother and this and this. And I'm like, guys, it's just old footage. I don't brag about what happened in the amateurs in the amateur. I just showed him, yeah, he got an 8 count, and it is what it is. But that's just the amateurs, man. I'm mature enough to know that the fight can differ. But here's the thing. It plays a big part when you go into a fight in that pro, because if you get hit with Rashid and you get behind, all of a sudden you start thinking about those amateur fights. Now you think about, here's this guy got me clean. Now now you ain't even fighting your fight. Now you thinking about, I gotta get this dude that's been beating me. It becomes real personal.
I gotta get him out of there, and that ain't even what you do.
That ain't even what you do. So it's a mental thing when it comes to Rashid and Antonio, man. Like, you got to really pay attention to that, because those, those are things that's really, really key when it comes to those type of fights, man. But again, I'm with you. Let them get a belt, man. Let them get a strap and make it even more bigger. I like it on somebody's undercard or a big pay-per-view, but that'll be a nice undercard fight.
I think that would, man. And them two gonna go out there and lay it on the line. I just don't want to see it shit. I just don't want to see it, to be honest. Contact, and then both of them got something to prove. You understand? You gotta look at all of the hype and mystique that we put in behind Garry, Antuan, and Antonio is just as good a fighter, y'all. When I say he's just great at what he do. You understand? He controlled the line, and Antonio might have just as much power down there. Antonio, man strength then came along. Like Batman used to tell me all the time, OTB, Rashid was grown then. My brother, now my brother fuck him up. I say, man, Batman, I don't see it, man. I'm gonna ride with my city no matter what. So y'all know we were champ at the end of the day, man. I believe in champ, but I think that with them two, they both ranked real high in the WBA.
Yeah.
At the time, they was like 2 and 3. So I ain't want that fight to happen, man. And as we know, NOE about to go and fight on there. I think that if we can get Garry Antonio in an NOE fight, I think that Garry Antonio can beat him. And Garry Antonio got the length, you understand? He has the boxing IQ, and he's that comfortable at what he do good. When you see him hit, it ain't, you understand? He don't take these shots clean to where I'm wondering if NOE can land that punch, but that's a hell of a punch to take. So I would understand PBC for telling them to go ahead and get it in.
Yeah.
Gotta say that. But as far as that fight went, man, I do feel like both of them they capable of going and get a belt up there before they make that happen. As far as Garry Antuan go, back to the drawing board, baby. It's time to get back to the drawing board, man. Time to quit believing the hype, quit talking all of this superstar shit, and then giving us performances like that. And I'm gonna say this: if y'all won't say it, stay away from Josh Taylor, stay away from Jose Ramirez, and definitely stay away from Regis Prograis, because with that reckless shit and Regis being able to fight off the back foot and him showing us that he bringing some power now. You understand? That fight that we seen him fight with Josh Taylor, that fight, if he fought that day, Regis, you understand, gonna win that fight, because he done figured out, you understand, the key to fighting inside. And that's where his power coming. He's starting to bring his hips with him and sit on his punches a lot more. And
you
for
still got
a fighter,
Montana Love up there too at the 140.
Yeah, and stay away from Montana, because that reckless shit, you understand, that reckless shit with Montana, and I ain't gonna tell y'all what I don't know about Montana right now. For all y'all who thinking that Montana Love, fool, man, he in the gym every day. The kid of the gym rat. I ain't even gonna hold you. So that Montana who wasn't making weight and that y'all might remember, yeah, I mean, I've been following him. So you understand? I'm gonna reach out, see if we could see if Montana can spare some time for us, man, because he been in the gym a lot. Yeah, I mean, and I salute that. I salute him for taking his craft serious enough. You understand? Salute J.A. Dixon in the building. There
He
you
said
go,
love
bro.
in the thread.
All right. Hey, the Garry I just seen running in that motherfucker and Bartholomew timing his ass off of that back foot. He ain't setting up nothing. Ain't using no jam. You do that shit with a fighter like Montana, man, he gonna make that shit look so pretty and be talking to the crowd.
Yeah.
And be talking to the crowd. Y'all put that boy on the platter if you want. I bet you Eddie Hearn signed off on that.
Right.
After that shit we seen last night, shit, Eddie signing off on that.
Right. But Montana been putting shit down too. Last 5 fights, he didn't dropped about 4. So yeah, Montana been on the streak, man. So yeah, he definitely putting it together too. He's still
facts.
He working in the lab, man. So
and that's what I gotta give him a credit to, man, for a fighter, yeah, man, who you heard things early in his career, like, you understand, he has the talent, but he won't, yeah, I mean, does he take boxing serious enough? You understand? Does he need boxing? You heard that type of shit about Montana, you understand? Thus the success he have outside the ring. But salute Thrill Hill in the building. Appreciate you tapping in, bro. Everybody tap that like, man. Me and my co-host Ohio Runs Boxing. We just chopping it up a little bit right now about the state of boxing right now. But yeah, though, shit, for a fighter who you heard those type of things about, for me to watch him consistently and you in the gym every day for 2 months, no fight announced. You understand? Hey, man, salute to that, Montana, because a Montana love who loving the sport of boxing again and who motivated, y'all, he can be the most talented fighter at 140. Don't get it twisted. He got that type of talent.
Yeah.
Big fan of Love. Seems to be more busy since he has been with Hearn. Why was he so inactive before?
I don't think he was ever really that inactive. He was fighting on smaller cards. You got to understand, these guys that don't get signed to big promotional companies, they depend on the smaller promoters in the local areas. And some of these promoters in the local areas don't. They put on 2 shows a year. So you got to, you got one guy that might be in Cincinnati that put on, like, Randall. He'll probably put on 2 or 3. And Montana might be able to get on one of those because it'll cross over with another promoter in Cleveland. You know what I mean? So they got to bounce here and there. So sometimes they only fight 2 times a year. But Montana really wasn't on that inactive. Some people didn't even know who he was until he was on the Jake Paul card. So he got televised and people were like, oh, okay, where was he at? He's been fighting. Y'all just, you ain't been following no Ohio Run Boxing page. That's what it is.
That's what it is. Tell them, bro. Y'all gotta follow the Ohio Run Boxing page.
I keep y'all posted on that stuff, man. So yeah, Montana he's been fighting still. He's just been on smaller cards, and it's kind of crazy because people from Cleveland still don't know Montana yet. He's not that big star yet, but there's people in Cleveland don't even know that they got that talent that they have in there, man. That shows that goes on. It's local fights in your backyard, and I'm right there. I'm like, y'all missing out on these talented guys before they blow up. Y'all trying to catch them when they on TV. I watch them before they go to the top, man. That's just where it is. So
facts. And I just was talking to I was on Skywalker Boxing channel, man. Y'all get the Skywalker Boxing, man. He got some dope content over there. Have a lot of dope interviews, man. But he was fortunate enough to let me get on there and chop it up with Tim Witherspoon Jr. And he was chopping it up with me about a fight that he had at the Sentai Center. He like, man, I fought at the Sentai Center. And me and Broner and Wilder was on the same card. It was Broner's card, though. I remember that fight. You understand? Okay. And in case y'all don't know, you understand, Deontay Wilder hadn't become Deontay Wilder yet. You understand? Broner was the main event for that card. And when bro say you catch a lot of that better talent on those, you understand, local promotional cards, man. If y'all don't know who y'all local promoters is, man, find out, reach out, man, and start finding out. Reach out to these kids that's in these gyms, man, and reach out to these gyms themselves. You understand? And find out who the local promoter is that's promoting these events, and definitely support them, because that's your opportunity to see a lot of this talent before they really get on TV, and you will have some background before they hit that stage.
Absolutely, because sometimes I tell them, watch them now before the tickets get expensive.
Facts.
Facts.
And the fighters don't remember that, bro. The fighters remember. They remember them faces that was there when they didn't have 40,000 in the crowd.
Yeah.
So when you show up and it's 40,000 in the crowd, yeah, I mean, they definitely show some love your way.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Those great moments in boxing when you see guys like that, and being able to develop, have an eye for talent before it actually grow into what you think it can be, man. I think that's
about it.
I think that's awesome. If you never experienced that, oh man, you're gonna have to. It's like, go and look at some of these kids from their younger, and then when you watch them and they become national champions and they become Olympians, or
talk about it.
It's a great feeling, man. So it's like just that question earlier, some people was like, oh man, he's been inactive. No. I remember seeing guys that fought on TV lose. I'll just throw a name like Tevin Farmer, lose a fight, and we don't see them no more on TV, so we think they're inactive. No,
and that's the fighter Tim fought in Cincinnati.
So it's like you think these guys are inactive because you ain't seeing them on TV. No, some of them just ain't getting no
salute, big dog.
They're fighting on smaller cards in local areas now, so sometimes the TVs, don't want them back on the TV, or maybe after a loss, whatever it might be. But I see it all the time. Just because we don't see some of these fighters on TV does not mean they're inactive.
Facts. And shout out to Albert Bell, who fight, I think,
August. Hold on. September
3rd. You understand? September 3rd. Just announced his fight.
Mm-hmm.
Then we got Abdullah Mason. He gonna be fighting on the 27th. I think he announced his next fight.
Man, about to have them busy.
Man, hey, shout outs to Top Rank for keeping them kids active. And people don't understand how tremendous that is. You understand? And how important that is in that portion of your career. You understand? And then building your career, you learning how to be a professional. You understand? Yep. You fighting in these venues. And that's big, man. So salute to Top Rank and development. You understand? Mm-hmm. And developing and stars and keeping these kids active, because they got a hell of a lineup. As we know, they just announced that Shakur's card gonna have the likes of Juju Carrington, who split them with Duke Reagan and the amateurs. You understand? Mm-hmm. He actually split them with Duke Reagan. And who else? It's gonna be Juju on that card, Keyshawn Davis on that card. Who else on that card, man? They stacked that card, bro. It got almost all the young talent Top Rank got. Go ahead, bro.
No, I was saying Keyshawn and Abdul Mason in the same weight class.
Oh, thank you, baby. Go ahead, bro. What you say?
You like that T.I. talk. They think you T.I. over there, man.
Shut up, man. Old lady, man. Shout out to my old lady.
You got that Southern accent on y'all, man.
Man, shout out to my relatives in Macon, Georgia, man, that taught me that A is for Afro, B is for Black. You feel where I'm coming from?
Right. That's funny. But
I remember coming up here saying, A is for Apple. I say, what? Go ahead, bro.
No, but I said I think Keyshawn and Abdul, I believe they're in the same weight class. And if that's the case,
I just asked Keyshawn. I asked him last week. Last week I had a great week in interviews, boy. It seemed like everybody who took. I talked to courtesy of Young Billy Boxing. If y'all don't know, get over to YB Boxing. But courtesy of YB, I talked to Ronnie Shields, and I talked to Keyshawn, and he let me know. Well, I asked his boy to ask him for me, and he told me that he moving up to 140 next year. He say he moving up with everybody else that's moving up next year.
Okay.
So he ain't staying at 135 after this year. I'm guessing that means he probably gonna close out the year at 135, with that card, with the Shakur card. I think that's in September. I don't know how Bob got them active though. He might fight again in November, December. I wouldn't be surprised.
I thought he was chasing the Lomachenko. You know, that's what Bob was throwing out there. You are.
I think Bob told him no. That's why he came out and told us, goddamn it, on the gram. Like, nah, I'm going up to 140 next year with everybody else. Bob ain't gonna feed me Loma. Shit. So I might as well get on up to 140 while Josh don't get out, while Josh about to vacate all of them straps. And I'm pretty sure you will see exactly what you're seeing at a PBC at 147, which is these promoters positionalizing their talent, you understand, to keep hold of these belts. And this some bullshit, y'all. This some bullshit. You hearing it here first. Hey, y'all know I ain't gonna bar none. They could go back and block all my shit right now. Oh, okay. We even now. Shit, but this some bullshit, man, because that mean that it's talent that's on the bottom portion of these rankings and these sanctioning bodies that's not getting the opportunity regardless of what they doing to deserve it. So if y'all manipulating the rankings, you understand, to make sure that y'all keep track of these belts, that means that we're not giving the boxing fans the best fight that's necessary, because we're not giving the fighters an opportunity to prove or not prove that they may be as deserving.
Yep. That's crazy. It's really, really crazy. You think about that. I actually said something about that when they had the Jake Paul getting the WBC ranking if he beat Rockman. What did he say?
Damn. Okay, Jay Hunter. Cuz salute to my guy Jay Hunter in the building, man. That's family to the channel, yeah. I'm about to rant you up too, cuz. Give me a minute, man. He say, cuzzo. So we ain't gonna say this was a measuring stick of Spence's ops and Crawford's ops. Benevidez was doing all right against Crawford, and Danny just busted that ass. Love you, cuzzo. I love you too, cuz, man. And that's an interesting perspective to look at it. Actually, anybody that watched the film, I dropped on this. That's why I dropped Crawford and Spence film, because I did feel like that was a good measuring stick for each other. You understand? However, I feel like you got a different Danny than you got in the fight against Errol Spence. You understand? It seemed like in the fight against Errol Spence, Danny really just got outworked. And it seemed like he thought that he could walk up to 147 and stay flat-footed and have the same success he had at 140 because he was bigger than every damn body. So I as far as your question go, I guess you could view that as a measuring stick. I don't know how purposeful it would be, because both of them fighters, and neither one of them fighters really competitive. Yeah, I mean, as Benevidez did okay in the Crawford fight, he never made us feel like he was going to win that fight. He never sat on his punches enough while landing punches against Crawford and playing a real tactical game with Crawford. You understand? I don't feel like we ever felt like he was going to win that fight. And the fighter, you know as well as I do, cuz if we go up to, cuz them been at the bus stop for them wars. If we go to the bus stop, two people that can't fight is a good fight. Two people who can fight a good fight. But one that can't and one that can, somebody stop that footage.
Right. I think I look at it as with that narrative. So you can't have it both ways. As a Spence fans too, you can't have it both ways. You can't say Danny win, that makes Earl look good, but if Danny lose, he ain't never been the same since he fought Earl. Like, come on, man, we can't have it too. You want to have it both ways. Earl just stopping them, but now when they get a win,
and Earl ain't stopped Danny. We got to quit with that notion. Earl didn't stop Danny.
Yeah, no, he didn't. Definitely didn't. That's what they was bouncing. They was banking on that, and I just think it's really hard to stop Danny.
D-Ray Promotions in the build.
Yeah, good shout out, man. But yeah, you can't. They want to have it both ways, man. It's like I said. Derek James has said that before too. Earl. He said Porter wasn't the same since he fought Earl. Like, come on, Porter never declined in any fight. You never seen Porter not look himself. So I just think it's funny. So when I hear that perspective, hearing that narrative where Crawford
And you never seen Porter outwork. Go ahead, bro. My bad.
But no, I'm just saying when you see the Jose versus Danny, it's both Earl and Crawford's, former opponents. You always gonna make those comparisons. I think it's fun, but the triangle theory just doesn't work. It just doesn't. Never have in boxing, never will. But it's fun. It's fun to talk about it. It's fun to mention it. I made a little meme that was funny because I'm rocking with Crawford, but I said there's levels to this. I said the judges, Danny needed the judges. I didn't need no judges, and I showed Benevidez on his head upside down, and it was kind of funny. People was just dying, but that's just but that's just
man. If y'all don't know, man, get the Ohio Run Boxing. I'm about to start bringing y'all until he get his page started. Y'all gonna see me doing a lot of promotion, dropping a lot of his memes and videos, man. Because when I say
funny,
they
man.
world class, I got a battle I'm gonna need you to help me with too on the meme side, bro. Because
I'm gonna give you the stuff so you can do it, man. It's
I mean, if y'all don't know, we got classic debates, man. We got some classic debates coming for y'all on Knockout Boxing 86 TV. You understand? Make sure y'all tap in, man. These gonna be classic, moderated debates. You understand? Won't be all yelling and cussing. Bring your facts and leave your emotions at the door. But it's gonna be a good one. We gonna make sure we build it up right. Me and my brother, my co-host today. We also got a Ohio versus Texas coming up. So y'all make sure y'all tap in. That's gonna be good. It's gonna be real historical. I mean, we gonna get into some boxing mechanics as far as Ohio boxers and Texas boxers, which y'all know ain't nobody got nothing with us, man. We got everything you want. Power of Buster Douglas. I mean, man, we got the power of Ernie Shavers. Man, we got the tacticianary. You dig, man? What do you want, man? What do you want, man?
We got a lot.
Man, we got it all, man. We got it all, man. Let's see what T. Finney say, man. T. Finney say
he saw Sean Porter fight in Maryland. I think he said he saw him fight in Baltimore.
Yeah. Porter was fighting everywhere, man. When Porter fought Usyk, he said he fought Usyk like in Chicago. Yeah, in Chicago. So, you understand? Shout out to Sean Porter and shout out to his pops, man, for everything they put into the sport, man. Don't let them tell you that dude wasn't instrumental. Don't let them tell you that we might not never see another welterweight that could say he fought that many champions, y'all. I ain't even gonna hold you. That's some shit that we just might not see again in boxing, given where promotion is going.
No, that's true. That's definitely true. And Sean being who he is, it was crazy just coming from Ohio. There's certain, like I said, it was certain regions that he had to say he was from.
Drop some jewels on him, bro. Drop some jewels on him.
Yeah, it was hard to come out of Ohio to be a Golden Glove champion and certain things. So he had to try to go to Toledo and go to different, and he actually got caught. He beat, I think his name was oh man, I can't remember his name. It's gonna come ring back to my head. But the dude got mad and told on Sean for after he beat him, and they took the win back from Sean because he wasn't even from the region, and he wasn't even from the region. But that happens a lot. It happens a lot. A lot of boxers, definitely from Ohio. I can tell you, there's guys that move to Colorado to become Golden Gloves there, and then come back. Yes, they register, get signed, they live there, they get the address. They do that. That's what Ohio fighters have to do because we got to go through each other. And it's hard, man. It's not easy, man. Like, when you come out of Ohio, you represent, you're going to be the Olympian. Like, our best fighters come out of our state is going to, nine times out of 10, destroy mostly everybody from Texas, Cali. Oh, you bring it. Look what Abdul Mason did. Abdul, if he would have stayed in the amateurs, Abdul would have easily, if he would have easily been an Olympian, man. He fought a guy that had 18 national championships from Cali, and it didn't even look close. Like, it didn't even look close. Like, it didn't even look freaking close. But that's a whole nother topic, man. And we're not even trying to get into this, just boasting, we better. No, it's like we've been consistent, and that's what my brand represented, man. It's like showing people that this has been consistent over the years. Y'all just now catching on. That was something we like. We like the female women in Connecticut basketball. You know what I'm saying? They won so many national championships.
Talk about
like,
it.
You know what
Talk
I'm saying?
about it.
People don't see me jumping up for joy all the time. It's like I go to these amateur events and these international tournaments, and we win. It's like I had one guy. I just had one guy from out of Philly. He goes to the tournaments. He got his kids, and we've been up on them. We've been winning up, and we show love. You know what I'm saying?
Facts. We always show love to Philly, but we've been tearing that ass up lately.
Listen,
We've been tearing that ass up lately.
Funny though. Listen, so his son wins, like he won. I think he won 3 straight now, and the last one was controversial, but it is what it is. It's part of the amateurs, part of
facts.
The politics. It happens. So he ended up inboxing me talking about we own Ohio, we own y'all gym. Now all of a sudden he talking, and I'm like, bruh. I said, man, I ain't said nothing when we've been owning y'all for the last 6 years. I ain't said nothing. I've been showing love, and now you get 3 straight. You own us. I'm like, come on.
Hey man, get out of here.
Right. So it's all love, but it's like I done built a platform where I've created an A side when it comes to Ohio. So when you do this, you really feel like you have won, you accomplished something.
Facts.
You know
Facts.
what I mean?
But we have that many active fighters. You understand? Mm-hmm. We are that active in boxing, y'all. Not even just in the ring. Yeah, I mean, we got somebody out of Dayton who making boxing uniforms. You understand? Who making the clothes that y'all like when they walking out in them outfits, and y'all like that's live, man. His outfit was cold, man. I'm coming out of Dayton. Then y'all know, I mean, up the Richter scale, we got Al Heyman from Ohio. So you understand when we say that, man, we don't just make a notch. You understand? It ain't just on the amateur level, it ain't just on the pro level. So just know we got a case for what we state, man, when we state that claim.
The USA president, Chris, what's his last name? Galucci. I don't want to mess his last name up, but he's from Cleveland. He's the president of the USA Boxing. He's from Cleveland. Like our hands is over everything, bro. Like he's president.
Facts. So just so y'all know, and we just had, and we gonna continue to have the most Olympians. So catch up, Cali. We see y'all coming too. Just so you know, we watching the list. Right. We see y'all coming too. Mm-hmm. So what fight you excited about, man? We got
AB coming up. AB coming up, man. You know, AB coming up. The toughest thing when covering the state of Ohio, one thing I don't like is when we got 2 shows on the same day. Toledo got one on September the 3rd. Akron gonna be having one by Mickey Bay. Bay Promotion. Shout out to Mickey Bay.
Yeah, that's gonna be facts.
Yep, that's gonna be in Akron. And the best way you go about that is just measuring the fighters. And Toledo is gonna be where the show at. Toledo got a great card. Shout out to Vic Green, promoter. I talked to Vic and I was excited because they got a heavyweight a lot of people don't know about, which we was just talking about. Which he should definitely be in the mix. Rodney Hines. He's 11-0 with 8 KOs. He'll be on that undercard getting back, and he got a tough opponent. So he's on the undercard. We got Antuan.
Rodney can punch.
Yeah. Antuan Jones from out of Toledo, 168. He's undefeated, 10-0. He out of Soul City now. He fighting with Otha Jones, Coach Otha.
Facts. Salute to Coach Otha.
Yeah. So he's there. He's gonna be on that card. You got Thomas Matisse. Shout out to Cleveland. He's gonna be on that card. So they got a couple on. Amon Richardson, David Craddock out of Columbus. Yeah, that card is stacked.
Yeah, so that card is stacked, man. Hey, you gotta send me that. Hey, send me that. Yeah, I'll be up for that joint.
It's stacked.
Just so y'all know, we definitely gonna bring y'all some footage from that. You say that's September?
That's gonna be September the 3rd.
Oh yeah, we definitely in the building for that. Just so y'all know, man, y'all ain't even got to worry about it.
Mm-hmm. So yeah,
we'll have some exclusive footage and content for y'all from that.
Absolutely, Toledo is gonna be where the party at, man. So out of those 2, and I hate it. I wish it was a day apart. because everything I live in Columbus, so everything for me is 2 hours, an hour and a half away, so I can hit everything in one. So that's gonna be dope.
Lucky fucker, you. Excuse my French, y'all. Y'all just hear him say, man, y'all about to make like a 4-hour try to go to that joint.
Bro, it's crazy to be in Columbus.
I'm coming to Columbus. I'm coming to pull out with you. Don't even worry about it. I'll be up to pull out with you, man.
Yeah. No, it's cool. Like I said, it's like Cincinnati for me is 1 hour and a half.
Yeah, that's an hour for you.
Hour and 45 minutes to Cincy. Then it's like 2 hours to Toledo. Cleveland is like 2. It's like everything is like right there, man. Depending on how you drive. Sometimes it's 2:40, 2 hours and 45 minutes. I mean, an hour and 45 minutes. Akron, only 2 hours. Like everything is right there. Akron.
Yeah, you slick when it comes to that.
Yeah, man. I'm in a good spot, man. So I put it like that. I'm in a good spot. I'm blessed. I'm in a good spot.
Well, you got to be everywhere in Ohio, yeah. I mean, and shout out to you for actually making it to all of these events, yeah. Because when I say don't miss an event, man, to see you at my event, bro, I just felt so good, boy. I felt hey, for real, man. Y'all don't know, man. That's like, hey, boy, that's like being in another city and seeing somebody from your city. Like, man,
right.
Now I can let I was able to commentate a little bit better just knowing you was there, bro. So
man, it was dope. It was a dope
I definitely appreciate the support, man. Bro say he putting another one together, man. So we gonna definitely be there this time. Your ass coming to the table though. And shout out to David Rodriguez, man, 140 pounder out of Toledo, Akron, Ohio. I'm sorry.
Yeah, Akron. Yeah, he from Akron.
Yeah, Akron.
He fighting September 3rd in Akron too. So I seen him.
He fighting on the card in Akron. Oh yeah, I'm definitely there. I'm definitely there, man. I had an interview with David, man, but I guess it got loud. They was still, I mean, you know how it be before the commission and everybody there. You gotta make sure you pick your times wisely. That was my first time really having an event like that and working it. I mean, so his interview was one of the ones. Him and his trainer say he had been up in DC.
Okay.
Say he had been up in DC working, and he definitely I had a lot of respect for him. You could just tell the passion they have for the sport. Like, man, and whenever you can talk to somebody who possess that same passion for this sport, man, then the conversation gonna be fired. Like, you understand? So I definitely can't wait to sit back down with them. As y'all, if y'all don't know, they got some amateurs coming out of Akron. Now they kids right now. You understand? But hey, what I'm seeing out of what they teaching in boxing, like, man, I have to salute because everybody I see has defensive purpose. They move their feet. They ain't teaching one-dimensional boxing. Like, you understand? So I could just imagine how hard it is for people to beat Ohio when they show up, because it ain't just one dimension of boxing. You don't know everybody gonna fight in the pockets. You don't know. You understand? We teaching it all here. So salute to Akron for teaching the right mechanics when it comes to boxing. Y'all know I'm a big fan of that. But I had an interview with Breadman, man, and what you think about Caleb Plant being in this stable?
Man, that's gonna be interesting. I like that. I like the fact that Caleb Plant is going around getting some more experience from different trainers, picking their brain, man. I think that's dope.
Well, he gonna sit down with Breadman. They say Breadman say he got him.
Yeah, that's what I took out of it. I think that, so he gonna actually train this fight with him.
Yeah.
Okay, that's good. I mean, that's how I look at it too. It's like sometimes it might not be a full. It might be temporary. You know what I mean? Like, hey, I might get a fight or two out of you, and we go our way, and that's fine. I think it's good for fighters to do that sometimes. Some people don't like that, but I think it's good to go pick a brain and go learn from some other guys. Man, you got to, man. You got to, develop that toolbox, man. And I like it. I do. I like that. See Caleb Plant do that. Now, one thing I don't like is certain fighters who never change, and they blame
about it.
They never change the craft of what they're doing, and their technique, but they blame their trainer and go to another one and do the same exact thing. And I'm gonna call a guy out. Jared Hurd is one of them. Jared Hurd is one of them. He goes to
Talk
another
about it.
trainer and he ain't show you nothing different. Nothing. Like, and that don't fall on the trainer, that falls on the fighter at that time. So, we got to start holding them accountable too. If you gonna, put a
Hey,
trainer
salute to
out there
L-Dub
like,
Boxing.
shout out, man. You're gonna put a trainer out like that, you know what I'm saying? You gotta take some of the blame too when you look the same when you go to another fighter. Another trainer. So, that's gotta be called out too. So yeah, but I like seeing Caleb Plant doing that, man. It's like he wants to learn and get better, man. And I can't wait to see them two working
Facts.
together.
And salute to him for realizing that, it was some tools that he was missing in that toolbox. You understand? Shout out to him for being willing to be humble enough to say, I need to learn this. I need to get better at that. How do I get better at that? And then shout out to Brad for saying, I'm not gonna change Caleb. You understand? That was really like the hidden gem in the whole interview to me when it concerning Caleb Plant, as well as him talking about how much of a professional Caleb is. You understand? And him talking about how Caleb go and get massages, take care of his body. He come to the gym, he always ready. You understand? So for all my fighters, man, professionalism is accountability. You understand? And you have to hold yourself accountable to being a professional once you enter the state of prize fighting. Now, as an amateur, you understand, no problem. We provide you some headgear. You understand? You could be missing some gloves, but as a professional, you have a level of accountability and professionalism that we expect and that your peers expect. So to hear Brad, man, talk about Caleb and talk about his professionalism, I thought that was real big and real vital. As far as him being there, shit, like I said, it's a lot. Salute to him for realizing that I need to learn something. A lot of fighters don't do that. Like I said, I'm a big advocate of that at OTB boxing class. We a fan of people perfecting a craft. In order to do that, you can't do everything. You can't learn everything from one person. You think Bruce Lee learned all of that from one person? No, of course not. You understand?
He took all of it and put it together, man. And he became a master.
And that's what this is, man. You gotta be that melting pot. You understand? Because it ain't just gonna take one food in the refrigerator to make a meal. You dig? It's you gotta season your food. You gotta prepare your sides. It's a process to becoming great. So shout out to Caleb Plant just for that. You understand? A lot of fighters don't do that. Like you say, you had Jared Hurd that come to mind. You understand? A lot of guys just don't get out of the norm of what they used to. Salute the ghetto guys in the building. Say Garry got off easy with that win last night, but I wanted to see more. He was making Garry go into that tool bag. Salute to ghetto guys. If y'all with anything within the hip-hop culture, you understand, y'all want a different perspective, great boxing mind over there as well, man. Y'all go ahead and sub to ghetto guys. I'm about to get him a wrench. I got some other wrenches to give out while bro cook on that.
Darren Jennings. He said my favorite Ohio fighter is Aaron Pryor. Aaron the Hawk Pryor. Yes, sir.
Aaron, go ahead, bro. Aaron with the black bottle that was mixed, or Aaron without the black bottle that was mixed. I'm curious. Which Aaron, bro? Nah, man, I got a lot of respect for Aaron, but we can't deny the black bottle situation.
Y'all missed it, man. I went in and out. Somebody called me. I didn't have it on my disturb button.
You good, bro? He say Aaron Pryor's favorite fighter. I say Aaron Pryor with the black bottle, or Aaron Pryor before the black bottle.
Hey, he was a beast, man. Pound for pound, one of the top 10 greatest fighters, to come out of Ohio and of all time in boxing history, man. Like, he's up there. Aaron would definitely be up there. And here's the history statistic, Ohio history statistic. Aaron Pryor only lost came to an Ohioan. Yep, Bobby Jones.
Damn.
Yep, his
Damn,
only loss.
That's
Only
deep.
loss came to Bobby Jones out of Mansfield, Ohio, or Marysville. Bobby Jones was from Marysville, Ohio. That was
And
Aaron's only loss.
yeah, Aaron was special, man. I gotta
That's
say,
one.
I've been in a lot of Aaron lately, man. If anybody follow my page, then y'all know they're doing a documentary on Aaron Pryor right now, man. So we getting a lot of access to a lot of kind of unheard, a lot of shit that I wasn't aware of. You understand? So I'm blessed to be a part of it, and we just trying to let people know. But while we on the Aaron Pryor story, you understand, man? What made Aaron special was Aaron wanted to fight, but he could box his ass off.
Mm-hmm.
Like, man, when you watch him really box and the mentality of an Aaron Pryor, you understand, to never let his fighter feel like he was hurt. You understand? You never see Aaron, regardless. He might look like he hurt, but he never let you think he was hurt. You understand?
Mm-hmm.
So,
and that was, what's so crazy? Thinking about that fight that he first lost, that was the first time he went down in his career. That was towards the end, really towards the end of Aaron's career too. Anyway, but yeah, who was my favorite Ohio fighter? Ohio in boxing? Ooh, he trying to put me on the spot. He trying to put me on that.
He trying to make you get some calls. He trying to make you get some calls.
Oh, snaps,
Come
man.
on, T. Fanny. Come on, T. Fanny.
This is crazy. This is a good
You
one.
welcome up, bro.
Yeah, he definitely works. Jump on in, man.
Yeah, come on, bro.
Oh man,
The link all the way at the top. I'm gonna redrop the link. Matter of fact,
it's so unfair that I gotta pick somebody. Some of my favorites. See, this will be. Oh man.
Go ahead. Give us a top five. Give us a top five.
God, man,
there's a lot of Ohio fighters, man.
Yeah, man. Edric Charles is definitely on there. He's one of my favorites. I didn't get to see him fight.
Salute, just my brother.
Edric Charles. Then we got Kelly Pavlik out of Youngstown, Ohio. The Ghost, Kelly the Ghost Pavlik. Kelly is definitely up there. Ricardo Williams. I just gave you two Cincinnati fighters. Shout out to Cincinnati.
Facts.
Ricardo didn't become a good pro though. He was a great amateur overall. So I still loved him.
Salute George Gallows.
Yes, George. But yeah, so that's two Cincinnati. Oh my God, man, so many.
Oh, that's tough. Man. You still ain't even mentioned the Hawk.
Yeah. Aaron Pryor is definitely up there. Definitely, that's three of those Cincinnati fighters. Aaron Pryor would definitely be up there. I like Sean Porter.
Gotta say Sean.
I love Sean, man. And who else? It's a list of them, man. I'm gonna give you a newer one. I'm gonna throw y'all a new one, but there's so many in the back. I'm gonna give you Abdullah Mason. That's another kid that I'm falling in love with. Abdullah Mason out of Cleveland right now. You know what I'm saying? Those is five, but it's really hard. Eventually, I'm gonna make a top 100, 100 pound for pound list of the Ohio fighters. That list will be coming, man. It's gonna be a lot of
guys. I gotta be a part of that, man. I gotta be a part of that, man. You gotta let me provide the mechanics and provide it with the placement. You understand?
So
definitely gotta say that.
But yeah, Aaron Pryor was definitely up there, man. He's in everybody's damn near top five, man. But we had a lot of Olympians.
Yeah, that people just might not know about. Aaron Pryor beat Floyd Mayweather Jr. in his prime. Yep. I think that the pressure that Aaron Pryor put on provided that it was an orchestrated pressure. You understand? And not only that, if you couldn't hurt Aaron, you wasn't beating Aaron because he was on your ass the whole fight like a junkyard dog. So absolutely. I think that style was just a bad matchup for Floyd at 140. And I got one for y'all because I got a top 10 coming on my top 140-pound fighters. You understand? And then I got a like a PFALs where I'm doing fighters that fight in a pocket. And I'm gonna take you all the way back to George Benton, and and we gonna look at George, and we gonna look at some Purnell. We gonna look at just some of the artists, you understand, when it comes to fighting in the pocket. But Floyd definitely on that list, man. And I got some Hawk on there too. You understand? But I got the Hawk as my best 140 pounder ever. I ain't even gonna hold y'all.
Here's a history tip too. Aaron Pryor was the first IBF welterweight champion to hold the belt. He was the first champion of the IBF when the IBF first came. He was the first welterweight to hold the title. So he started the champions.
It jumped on me, y'all. Hold on, I'll get back into the. Okay. Here we go.
What's up, George?
Salute to George Gallows in the building. Appreciate you tapping in with us, Georgie. Everybody hit that like for us one time. Aaron's commitment to the game was long gone when he took that L. Facts.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
How many gold medals in 2024? We gonna have a few. There's Broner from Ohio. Come on, man. Come on, Darren. Come on, Darren. You making my chat look bad, bro. Yes, Broner's from Ohio. That's the governor of Ohio, man. I just wanted you to remind the people of all the great talent that come out of our state. Salute Ohio Run Boxing and OTB. Definitely. Facts, and salute to you, Ghetto Guys, man. You know you always welcome. I keep telling y'all, man, Ghetto Guys got a show that we talking about behind closed scenes for y'all. I don't want to speak too highly. I don't want to give y'all, you understand? But I'm going to just say it's something that ain't nobody doing in boxing right now. You know what I mean? He about to bring y'all something that's so different, as y'all know, you understand, between the debates, you understand, that we doing now. We trying to bring boxing something different, you know what I mean? With this new blood that's here, we gonna try and bring y'all it and captivate some different fans, you know what I mean, and bring some new fans into boxing. As y'all know, my channel is dedicated to making casual fans real fans and showing them exactly what's so great about this sport when it looked like fighters just flinching at each other. You know what I mean? There's a purpose. It's something called a feint. You understand? Where everything is me seeing what you gonna do. When you see fighters playing Ring Around the Rosies, you kept seeing Francis Bartholomew circle out last night. That's something he does to control the line so he can eliminate the backside shoulder, Gary, and only have to deal with your front foot. Now, once I only have to deal with your front foot, what shoulder do I have to deal with? Your front shoulder. I see your back shoulder coming a mile away. So you understand, that's the reason Garry couldn't never land that big punch. But y'all know what we do at OTB Boxing Class. Y'all know why y'all students, we professors, man. But tap in, man. We got some exclusive, different content. You understand, coming. No boom, boom. You know D-Ray.
He talking about Ray Boom Mancini.
Yeah. Can't forget about Boom Boom. Boom Boom just accepted me on behalf of my guy Ohio Runs Boxing, man, and actually responded back. So shout out to Ray Boom Boom Mancini, man.
Yeah, that's my dude, Ray. Youngstown, stand up, man. Ray.
Facts, stand up, Youngstown. That's the co-host city right there.
Yep. That's my home, man. Born and raised. Yep. Kelly and them. Now, it was special seeing Kelly win the championship and bring it back home. Now, it was more emotional for us because we didn't really have too much going on in Youngstown. A lot of killing, not too much going on, man. When Kelly brought that back, man, it meant a lot to us. So it was dope experiencing that. I wasn't old enough when Boo Boo won. I was young. My dad experienced that. So
facts. So is Danny ready for 154? Do you see him beating any big names? Not even Laura. I do.
Yeah, that's Laura right there, man. He's not gonna be moving. Danny like you to be right there stationed there. That's gonna be interesting though.
Yeah, I do, bro, and I do for this reason. Yeah, I mean, I spoke about it a little bit earlier, but Danny really has only displayed a problem with punch volume. You understand? Keith Thurman outworked him early in the fight. Sean Porter outworked him the whole fight. Errol Spence outworked him the latter end of the fight. If you go back and watch the first 7 rounds of that Errol Spence Danny Garcia fight, Danny's 10 punches within Errol Spence, and at just 1 rounds 4 and 5. You understand? So Lamont Peterson, you understand? But
Lamont got the best of him towards the last.
Exactly, Lamont got to outwork him. You understand? Yeah. So when we see Danny, the Matisse, I don't want to say the name right.
Lucas Matisse.
Lucas Matisse down there at 140 outworked Danny, high pressure. You understand? It's not a lot of those fighters at 154. When you talk about Laura ain't even a high pressure fighter. He ain't about to put no pressure on you other than walking up on you and seeing if you gonna react to him being in your bubble. But you got Sebastian Fundora, which Danny need to stay the hell away from. You got Brian Castaño, which Danny need to stay the hell away from. Yeah. But other than that, I don't see anybody that Danny can't beat at 154. Even Jermell Charlo has activity problems. He's not the most active fighter. Let's just be honest about it. So I don't know how honest that is, and I don't know that I can sign off on that. Call me crazy, but I still believe in Broner. Man, I'm from Cincinnati, Ohio. I still believe in Broner too, bro. You ain't even know he is from Ohio, so I know you just a fan. You a fan of AB. You understand? Which I'm kind of worried about, because if you ain't from Cincinnati, I don't know that you got no damn reason to believe in Broner. Shit. Smash the like, man. We keeping it 100 with y'all on this Sunday. Youngstown used to be a hotbed. Yeah, talk about it, bro.
Yeah, I mean, shoot, it was real bad when I wasn't born, so it was bad when I was coming up, but it started to mellow down, and we moved to Columbus. My mom made the good decision when I was 12, 13, man, to come to Columbus, man, and we've been here ever since, man, and we only go back to Youngstown for funerals, man. So it was kind of crazy. And last time we went back as a family is when Kelly Pavlik won a championship. Not the first time we went back to Youngstown without even going to a funeral, bro. So that was the crazy thing. Like, we was actually excited to come back home. So yeah, that was crazy. But yeah, other than that, man, like you were saying with Danny, I agree with everything you said, man. He's not facing. I just don't fight Brian Castano, Sebastian Fundora. Leave him alone. Even in Charles Convo, don't you even think about it. Ain't even worth.
Facts. Leave Charles. He trust me. You understand? That ain't somebody that's gonna be on Danny radar. Danny still need a big name and a main event. And
he's on his way out. He's on his way out. Now, if he do, one thing I do respect fighters like Bernard Hopkins. Let's say you got to respect him, because he gave the young dogs opportunities. These fighters now, they're not going to be giving some of these young dogs that many opportunities. Bernard did it. Manny Pacquiao did it. You know, I respect those guys, man. So it ain't never no negative stuff come from me when it comes to those guys passing the torch, because that's what we want to see, man. And a lot of these guys don't want to do it, man. They,
facts. Gotta say that. And shout out to I believe that could be a detriment to our boxers developing, is our older talent walking away from the sport earlier. So now our younger fighters don't take these fights with fighters who can take them into these waters, who can make them do things that they may not be accustomed to. When they fight journeymen, they are so outclassed. They are so much above the journeyman and talent and outclassing them in certain categories that it becomes irrelevant, versus us seeing, us seeing a Floyd Mayweather fight a Camacho, I believe, you understand, on his way out, like a Castillo on his way out. That was an old Castillo, that wasn't a young Castillo, you understand. Us seeing Zab Judah fight a Danny Garcia on his way out.
I love that.
mean, so when it comes to that, I do believe that's becoming a detriment to how our fighters develop. You had Danny beating Harrison. Ooh, I don't know about having beaten him. I think it's a winnable fight. I'll say that to say the least. You don't know what Tony Harrison gonna show up.
Yeah.
And no matter how much Tony Harrison is winning a damn fight, you always feel like he one punch from going night. Because every fight he been winning, every fight he lost, he been winning.
Yep.
Both Charlo fights. He was knocked down early in the Charlo fight and was winning going into the 10th round when Charlo stopped him.
Yep.
So you can fight your way out of a knockdown, outbox a person, get to talking to the crowd, and then get your ass knocked out. It's a problem.
And listen, and it's devastating too if you rooting for him as a fan. That's like one of the worst, man. When you got guys that you know that's winning the fight and they get hit with Jermaine Taylor gets called Frouch. That's another fight that happened. And that was devastating. Jermaine Taylor, that's one of the fights I don't even like watching no more. Jermaine Taylor was winning that fight, and Crouch got him with like 40 seconds left or something, man. He was just done. And I was like, those fights hurt.
Facts. Salute the homie, the Legion 3319. I think I can't see, bro.
334.
334. My bad, bro. Salute.
Can you hear us?
Bro. Yeah, I don't think you can hear us. You might have to leave and come back. Okay.
Okay.
You got anything on that?
Oh, he just listening in. I'm good.
Okay.
I'm good. But yeah, the Jermaine Taylor, I don't know if you remember that fight. Jermaine Taylor and Carl Frost. That was another fight. So back to what you were saying with Tony Harrison. Tony Harrison does do that, man. He be up on those fights and then they just come back and they take him out the game. And here's a question I got for you too, man. Since you brought that up. Do you think what would be Amir Khan's record to you if Amir Khan didn't get knocked out in any of his fights? What would be his record to you? What fight did you think?
Oh, that's tough.
It's a tough one.
Oh, that's tough, bro.
You said between who?
Amir Khan. What would be his record, his box rec to you if he didn't get knocked out of any of his fights? He just went the distance.
That's tough because I don't know that it's one of them fights aside Devin Alexander that he win.
I think the Lamont Peterson. I think he could have got the Lamont Peterson. I think he didn't get knocked out by Lamont Peterson anyway, but that was a close one. Some people thought it was a robbery. The referee was doing some stuff, but I still think he lost to Crawford. I still think
Peterson definitely landed some bombs in that fight, though. I remember that fight.
Yeah. Peterson landed some bombs.
Yeah.
I think he beats Danny. Who else he beat? Who else did he get knocked out by? I don't know if he beat
Canelo, of course.
But... Oh yeah, he was beating
Canelo.
That's tough. You think
he went up and wait for that fight though, right?
Yeah. Ooh. He could have beat Canelo on the cards, but if the refs, I don't know if the refs would have got me.
Yeah, I think he could have beat. I agree with you there. He could have beat Canelo on the card.
Yeah, but that was a good shot by Canelo. You know.
Yeah. Laid him out flat.
And you know what's so funny? I'm glad I didn't order that pay-per-view. My boy did it. My roommate that moved in with me wanted to order that fight. And I'm like, no, bro. He said, I'm paying for it. I said, well, cool. If you paying for it, cool.
Darren Jennings say, should Thurman move up and fight Danny?
If he's scared to fight Enos, I think he should pass the torch and fight Enos, man. That's just my opinion. You didn't fight Earl, and you had your reasons, whatever, but you got Enos right there, man. You can gain so much momentum. I get it. Enos ain't got a belt. Maybe y'all try to see what happens after Earl and Crawford if that fight gets done. But I just want to see. I would love to see him give Enos a chance, man. That's just
salute
me. And
my brother Southern T in the building. Y'all go subscribe Southern T Boxing. Go ahead, bro.
But yeah, I think that would be a good fight. But more Danny and them. I can see a rematch. I can see him rematching Danny just to avoid Enos. That's another big fight. But yeah, I don't know, man. I'll watch it. I ain't gonna tell you. I'm not gonna sit there and say I'm not gonna be interested. I definitely will. I'll definitely be in. I'll definitely watch it.
I don't think Keith Thurman ever moving out of 147. Yeah, I hate to say it. I don't think he ever moving out of 147.
He ain't gonna be able to take no body shots at 150.
Hell nah. He couldn't take body shots from Barrios. You think he about to take them from Danny? Man, no, did y'all see that 6-punch combination to the body Danny threw? Man, Keith would have got up and walked out the damn ring. You thought a mouthpiece was spit out the other night. Shit, he'd have spit out some teeth with it.
That's funny.
Ohio versus Michigan as far as boxing traditions. Come on, man. Hey, Darren, man, you about to get put in time out, bro.
Well, I'm gonna tell you, we win the region all the time, man. So when it comes to the Michigan, got a great history of boxing, though, man. Like, no denial, it does, man. But we win the team trophies most of the time, man. When people who don't really follow the sport, we have regions, man, where different states come and we all have like a box off, man. Where and we always Ohio damn near always win the team trophy, bro.
Facts. And just so y'all know, I mean, it's a part in his Ohio run boxing when he's interviewing up and coming welterweight 12-0 Bubakar Booby Trap Silla.
Mm-hmm.
And I come in and I'm like, man, and I got Ohio over everybody. He fought his first fight in the Ohio versus Michigan tournament. And he said he lost. And he said that he just didn't like it. He said that's when he was like, I did good enough. And dude, it was somebody who was well accomplished. So he said that was what made him let him know that he was going to come back and box. But yeah, just so y'all know, man, that's our what?
Wow, Bill Russell.
Wow. Mr. 11 rings. Y'all, the NBA trophy is named after Bill. The MVP trophy is named after Bill Russell.
Mm-hmm. That's gonna be a big funeral, man.
Shout out to my co-host on Advantageous Adversaries, Upper Echelon Sports Bar, man. Y'all go ahead and sub the up, man. Let me make sure I get you a ranch up.
Let me ask you a question. Did you see what you think about that Jake Paul and that Russian?
Oh my gosh,
and
man.
It's canceled now, man.
Yeah, I was reading that yesterday. Man, I feel for Jake Paul, man, because that's three fights right there, that's fell against real boxers. So, I feel for him, man.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Some people were saying that he should have took the fight anyway. Like,
right.
It was scheduled for 199. That's
right.
what Rockman signed to fight at 199. Then they sent him another contract when they realized he wasn't even losing the pounds. 205. Like, I think they moved the Bridget way.
Yeah.
Right. And, I mean, why couldn't they wait to fight night? They just think Rahman would have cut it or something by then.
No, I think they was being taken caution because they realized that he was last replacement. This was 24 days before the next.
Salute Coach Joe in the build
for this fight. So he had to lose 24 pounds in 24 days, bro. That's a lot to even ask for, and knowing that they still
should have a ranch, bro.
Because the money, you know what I'm saying? So some of these guys sign when they see the money, and then reality hit when they in that gym and when they running, and he's saying like his body ain't letting him get where he needed to get to. And he actually I heard him say it. People said on the Top Boxing Voice, I didn't hear it, but Top Boxing Voice, he said he can make 199. They was talking about, he was saying that he was comfortable where he was, like he was gonna make the weight. So maybe that was all for show. Then I'm hearing the conspiracy saying that Jake Paul asked him to take a dive and he didn't. So now they making up excuses. Man, it was hilarious. You hear all type of BS, man, with these stories, man. But I just think yes, it's unfortunate with Jake because Jake is taking on that was a tough opponent for his 6th pro fight. We have Olympians like Holyfield, Usyk. When you look at their 6th pro fight, it's not even close to what Jake was about to fight, what he was about to face in his 6th pro fight. And remember, he's a YouTuber with no amateur background,
Right.
none.
Yeah.
You know, so you got to look at that. So when people were still talking about, well, you still should fight him, bro. Come on now, like, you know what I'm saying? We complain about fighters boxing bums or knocking out bums, but yet some of y'all don't think Jake Paul is good, but yet y'all still want to see him in the ring against somebody that's more skillful than him. So It's like, you know, it's like, which one do you, if you think Jake is a bum, but you still want to see him in there with a top 10. I see a lot of people do that when they speak off their emotions. They want him already to fight in the top 10 against some of these guys. And Jake is not deserving of that. I'm sorry. He's just not.
Mm.
He's not deserving of that, man, right now. But that's what the hate towards Jake they want. They don't even want him to build properly. You know what I'm saying? He got a punch. That's all Jake is. You know, right now he has a punch, but I haven't seen anything. Maybe OTB can tell me. I haven't seen anything that Jake is doing better. I mean, nah. He better keep it safe right now.
Yeah. I mean, when he fought Woodley, didn't he take that? Didn't he take that fight like a last minute replacement when he fought Woodley for the rematch?
That was yeah. Sure was. That was the last replay. Yep. Sure was.
It would be too late to try to do that now because you're only a week away from the fight, so he probably have nobody, to step in right there.
Yeah,
they don't have no time to train or nothing like that.
I think they need to start having it. He needs to have 2 or 3 on deck because the way they matching them. This is the first time in boxing history have we had a circus like this. So they're trying to match this guy, and I believe he's really going to start fighting guys in the WBC.
It's time. It's time. Period, bro. It's time. He put himself in position. I'm sorry to cut you off, and I get it, y'all. Like I really do get it, but it's time.
It's
and
time.
I feel like he deserved it.
Time to fight in the WBC ranking.
I mean, yeah.
Man,
I think that he put himself in position to do so.
Yeah, politics and popularity. I get it.
Well, we have to give him. We got to give him a chance to earn our credibility within the sport. You understand?
That comes with fighting a real fighter, though.
Exactly, and that's just what it's time to do. Unfortunately, I don't feel like any more of these, you understand, borderline fights is gonna get it. Like shit, it's time for you to become credible versus what you're demanding of fans. You demand of fans to pay certain dollar amounts for these tickets and to watch you fight. You understand? And your credibility don't match up. So, but I told y'all, I think it's good for boxing, man. I think that he deserved it. I think that it's time for him to get his shot. And it's up to boxing to show him that he don't belong.
Yep. I like from that perspective. I definitely agree with you. What you got? I see during Jennings talking about Robert Easter, Ryan Garcia. That's a good fight. Robert got to get off. I got to see how he is after that bullet. He need a tune-up, man. He got shot. Robert having fun right now. I don't see him in the gym or anything right now. So I wouldn't.
Yeah, I just ain't inclined to know if E Bunny even coming back to boxing. The verdict's still out on that. Yeah, I mean, and my thing with when that happened was I wanted him to get back in the ring soon. So I wanted him to be announcing a fight like right now if he was coming back to boxing or fighting on one of these undercards later on in the latter part of the year, which the verdict's still out on. But I feel like each month that he's out of boxing, even though he is in Colorado with the guys, he has been up there working with the guys. So you understand, salute to him for that. But I just feel like every month that he out, is closer to saying that he ain't coming back versus him coming back and showing us the E Bunny that we all respected within the sport. Why won't he fight Gill? I'm not fighting Kendall Gill. Y'all, Kendall Gill is from Chicago. Don't let that pretty ass, don't let the pretty boy persona make you think Kendall Gill is soft. Kendall Gill lost his best friend, David Wesley, drag racing. You understand? He has a lot of aggression that's bottled up. He ain't never caught no case, no shit like that. Man, Kendall Gill used to come in with like 6% body fat. Pat Riley and them say, you understand? Nah, I don't blame him for not fighting Kendall Gill.
Now, did you hear about them? Jake was supposed to be fighting Anderson Silva. I heard that was a fight.
I don't like that fight. If you trying to convince the fans that you're worthy to be known as a boxer and not as an entertainment value entity to boxing, then I just don't feel like the celebrity fights is the right routes. I liked the Tommy Morrison Jr. I actually liked it Hakeem Rockmine Jr. I thought that he was taking fights to show us he's on the pace to giving us what we want to see out of a boxer. You understand? So I'm not going to be for any celebrity fight. And bro said earlier, could I name somewhere where he improved? I can see a little bit of him having an urgency to stay on the phone. Yeah, I mean, you can see him not dropping his hands as much. You see his weight transition getting better. But it's hard to give him credit for these against the type of fighters that he fighting. But we can't knock him and then buy Tank shit. So I ain't hearing that shit. I ain't hearing that shit. And y'all know it. If Tank can tell y'all, I don't want no belts, I don't want to fight the best. If Floyd can tell y'all, don't mention Tank when it comes, don't mention my fighter when it comes to let Shakur and Devin fight each other. Let them fight each other. I'm keeping my son in the car. He ain't coming to the y'all bus stop. That's what it sounds like. I'm going to drive my baby to school. Man, drive his punk ass back to Maryland, back to D.C. then.
I was reading what Floyd was saying that, man.
Man, you heard that
was saying that. Yeah, I was reading that, man. Like, so, man, it looks like Mayweather, like, because I was asking people, was Tank really still with Floyd? But, I'm thinking he is, like, all the stuff Mayweather's saying, you know what I mean?
Of course he is, bro. Ain't nobody asking that fan, ain't that question that don't want to hear that Tank ain't with Floyd Mayweather. And those are only Gervonta Davis fans. We gonna call a duck a duck. We ain't gonna make that shit a goose. Man, y'all tripping. Floyd is back with Floyd, like he told y'all, man. Tank wasn't leaving. Leonard Ellerby told us way before. He's not leaving. We have the blueprint. People are gonna buy Gervonta Davis regardless of who he fighting. Why would we let him fight who y'all want him to fight?
And and I think, and that's the problem. And we have to be, we're the ones to speak. We're the ones to speak. If we entertaining the BS, then they gonna keep feeding us the BS. And I think that's the thing. I was telling people, I use that phrase with fake Jordans and real Jordans. The real Jordans are the real belts, okay? But if you can get away with wearing the fake Jordans, you ain't gonna go to the store to get the real ones. You're gonna keep going around that corner store to that cheap place and keep getting the fake ones because you're getting all the attention like the real ones. You see what I'm saying? But when you get a lot of people like us who are and I'm talking about boxing
fanatics, I will notice that broken arm. I will notice it. I will notice it. I'm telling y'all, I will notice the ball is not connected to his hand.
So you think Floyd not being at the Romero fight, you think that was some kind of a stunt at the Tank and Romero fight? Because he wasn't there. Bro. Yeah, so it was just a stunt. Yeah.
It was a stunt to sell tickets. You got to think. As many tickets and as well we know of Gervonta Davis. You understand? This is one of the highest ticket sellers in boxing. What he do to promote a fight? When we seen Tank promote his own fight?
Right.
I haven't seen it yet.
Exactly. So they gonna keep on running this we getting into it fiasco because everybody gonna buy the fight, hoping that Tank's ass don't walk out there with TMT on the goddamn ring. But in reality, that's what we gonna see. We can get used to it, and unfortunately, man, it's a waste of talent and a waste of talent to the sport, man. Because Tank can be hands down the best fighter to put on some gloves right now.
And I think another thing too, though, I think Tank has got a better relationship with Al than Floyd. So I think Al being in the background is letting Floyd, feel like he's the man dictating certain things and don't want to really override Floyd, but he really can. I'm gonna be honest. I think Al really can override Floyd when it comes to Tank Davis. But he's letting him promote this fighter for the first time. Because let's be honest, it was Broner who gave Mayweather to Tank Davis. He never really discovered him. Floyd is a great fighter, one of the best of all time. But I really personally don't feel he has that eye for talent, man. There's so many guys that came in his gym and they walked away. He didn't sign. Clarissa Shields, before she even got signed to anybody, was in his gym. I'm from Michigan. What's up? Holla at me. He did not. You know, but what you will see is him taking pictures of Devin Haney and Tank when they was young and all this. Like, bruh, you have a brand out of this world. You're the best, one of the best fighters in this world. You should be dominating in boxing. But no, you know who you signed? Ashley Thurpain.
Facts.
That's who you signed.
Facts.
From the UK.
Facts.
I'm telling y'all.
Didn't even sign AB.
Didn't sign it. This is just simple. He is the Michael Jordan and president. Michael is a horrible GM.
Talk about it.
But
Talk
he's
about
the best basketball player of all time. Michael can't pick a draft class if his life depended on it. Just can't. And that's where you know you lacking that, that's when you got to start having other people around you and be like, okay, this and this.
Exactly. And there's a level, it's okay. There's a level of greatness that doesn't allow me to be able to coach somebody because my level of greatness is something different. You understand? But for Floyd, my problem with him is you possess you're the biggest entity in boxing since Muhammad Ali. Unarguable. You understand? Like shit, Mike Tyson was active in an entity in boxing. Since when he was inactive, Floyd is an entity himself. You possess the power to put boxing in the everyday household, bro. You possess the relationships. You understand? Like shit, let's look at the difference in boxing when it was coming on Saturday mornings, which is why every old person, we could go and talk to our grandmamas about old fighters. We could go and talk to our aunts about old fighters, about boxers back then. Can't do that no more because they took it out of the everyday household. And the second that they did that, you understand, you killed the sport and you diminished the sport and you took the best talent out of the sport. Now we get leftovers. We get Terrence Crawfords who wanted to hoop, Errol Spence's who wanted to hoop, Jamal Crawford's, Sean Porter's who was football players. You understand? I mean, Jamel Charlos, who was football players. Nobody is coming up from 5 years old and really saying, I love this sport. I knew I wanted to do this shit since I was a kid. You understand? And you don't see the same dedication to it. And I'm blaming Floyd for that shit. Because it's a Floyd Mayweather gym. Y'all put the Google in Floyd Mayweather Fitness. That motherfucker somewhere so close to your house. But what he doing to push the sport?
Right.
Not a damn thing. I ain't hearing that shit, man.
He won all the attention, man. I remember looking at, he got over millions of followers on his Instagram. And I'm like, dude, do you know if I had that much, how many fighters I'd be posting, how many guys I'd be talking about? Like Floyd, this is one thing about Floyd. I give him his roses, man. He did a lot of great things. But you not fighting Keith Thurman or passing the torch to these younger guys in the ring, that bothered me too. You could at least fought one of them. You know what I'm saying?
Ain't fight nobody in their prime. Nobody.
You let Manny do it. You let Bernard do it.
And they gonna hate this shit. They gonna hate this shit. But y'all know how I feel. You fought Oscar O. You fought Sugar Shane O. Everybody your ass fought, you fought O, with the exception of Diego Corrales, rest in peace. And we know about the history there.
And then you hear this people say this, oh, Floyd is allowed to duck all
manipulate his career.
Yeah, because he fought back in. I'm tired of hearing that, guys. Like, yes, he fought. He deserved to become Money Floyd, but he was still there. He was still in the ranking system. And he didn't fight his mandatory. So what that do, Floyd? You open up doors for guys like Canelo, who don't have to fight their mandatories. Who going after the money now because you open that door. You know what I mean? So again, like Floyd is great, man. Will go down as one of the best boxers, but business-wise, there are certain things that he has done that have messed up the sport too.
And we not
taking all these exhibitions, man. Yeah, all these exhibitions.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Now everybody else is filing these exhibitions.
All of them. Like they're like, oh, you can't blame Floyd. Like, bro, Floyd could have beat Keith Thurman.
Fact.
I still hold it. Floyd could have beat he could have beat Keith Thurman. I think Sean Porter would have been a tough fight for him, but I think he could have beat Sean too. Like, let's be realistic. We're not saying that fighting some of these top dogs he lose to him. Just pass the torch. Show us the greatness. Why are you fighting Andre Berto? Like Andre Berto was his last fight before he retired. And here's the thing. Here's the kicker. Not even Berto. I respect Berto. See, one thing I'm gonna keep it. I respect Berto. He wasn't deserving of that. Like, he wasn't that deserving of the last fight. But he had Berto or Kareem Mayfield as his last opponents. Those were the last two. Yeah. Kareem Mayfield? Like, bro, are you serious?
From what I remember, he didn't have a lot of fights.
No, he didn't.
Kareem Mayfield, yeah.
No, he didn't. But Kareem was in California. He was getting buzzed through sparring stories and stuff like that line. And every time Kareem got a fight, he looked horrible, in my opinion. Kareem wasn't even.
I'm telling y'all been seeing Floyd in the gym talking about he about to fight one more time.
He gonna
fight AB.
No, he ain't fighting AB.
I'm telling you,
that
bro.
Sounds good.
He fighting AB. Who else? You know, AB ain't gonna let his hands go, so AB ain't gonna go in and win that fight. So you think?
I think it's gonna be another Conor. That's what it's gonna be. It's be on another circus fight that they make money at. You know what I mean? But
ain't nobody buying that shit again, bro. Got that Terrence Crawford, Errol Spence. Then we might get Devin Haney, you understand, and Tank. You understand? Like, man, the fights that's lined up, bro. Like, boxing is in a good place, y'all.
Hey,
like,
but listen, keep it real. But keep it real, Martin. Keep it real, bro. You know, Floyd would announce that on the same week, or try to have a fight the same week of one of those type of fights. That's just who Floyd is. He want all the attention, bro.
Facts, man. And that shit is horrible, man. That's the reason Michael Jordan can't fucking coach. Like, shit. Part of y'all, like, rest in peace to Bill Russell at this moment, man, because that's what made Bill great. Mm-hmm. Like, shit, Bill was player coach. 4 championships. He got like 14 rings as a player coach. Like 4 rings, I think. 2 rings as a player coach. And like, you understand, everybody who possess the talent that's so great to play the shit don't possess it to coach it. That ain't how this shit work, man.
Mm-hmm.
Floyd ruined current boxing. I can't say Floyd did. You understand? Because let's also remember that Floyd brought a dedication to this sport, you understand, which it didn't have. Let's just be real. Mm-hmm. Our boxers weren't dedicated to the sport of boxing at all. And you understand, prior and post Floyd, you can hear a trainer say, I have a Caleb Plant that takes care of his body, goes and gets massages. Like, that shit was unheard. You think Aaron Pryor did that shit?
No.
Like, let's be real. Like, man, they was smoking cigarettes before the fight.
Yep.
Get ready for the ring walk.
Floyd definitely was a gym rat, and I love the fact that he took care of his body. He didn't drink, he didn't smoke. Floyd was definitely a gym rat, and you can't really compare yourself to him. So it's hard. It's hard to do that, man. But now you got guys like the Sean Porters, Andre Ward, Terrence Crawford. Earl Spence is getting back in it too, but he had his moments. But those guys separate themselves because they were so consistent. They always been in that gym, and they picked the gym over the clubs. And when you got guys like Floyd, you line him up with the Kobe, Michael Jordan. They all similar. They all similar. They was in the dedicate. They was in the gym. I remember Allen Iverson saying after they had to play the game with Kobe. You saw this. Iverson was saying, "Man, what we gonna get into tonight?" Blah blah after the game. Kobe said, "I'm going to the gym." This is like 1:30 in the morning. Iverson
Hey,
going to the after hours.
Hey, I say he like, man, nigga, I love that shit, but right now, you going now?
Right.
The coach like, yeah.
And Iverson said he never forgot that. He said he never forgot that. Those are the type of conversations that's like, dang, it shows you the levels. Like, yeah, while you partying, I'm getting better. And I felt like that's the mindset Floyd had, and a lot of these boxers need to emulate. But there are certain things that Floyd did do in boxing that I think a lot of them is copying, and it's ruining the boxing because they haven't did what Floyd did. That's the thing. They didn't do what Floyd did coming up to get those type of privileges, but the blueprint is still there because the sanctioning bodies. What Floyd did was expose, and I'm gonna say this: he exposed.
Talk about it.
The sanctioning bodies. All he said was, "I'm gonna be about."
But yeah, basically he was saying, I'm gonna be about my money and not about these belts, because y'all able to dictate. You know what I mean? And it's funny that
fight.
You chopped and screwed, bro.
I don't have to take that's mandatory because I am the money.
Facts.
Okay.
Yeah, you got to run it back for them. They missed all of that. It was chopped and screwed a little bit.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I hear you now. Now you good, bro.
Okay.
Yeah, you got to run it back for them. They missed all of that.
Okay, the sanctioning bodies. I said he made sure that he focuses on money, and the sanctioning bodies followed him, man. Like he didn't take no mandatories. He didn't do none of that. He showed them that I'm just gonna fight the big money fights, and fights that I want to fight. Berto wasn't no top 10 welterweight, bro. Like, come on, you know what I mean? So he showed. Now, did he take fights to get some of that money that he got from Showtime back? Absolutely. He needed to fight Canelo. He needed to fight Manny Pacquiao because he got a lot of money. You know what I mean? Invested.
Yeah.
He had to take some of those fights that will be able to give Showtime that money back that they gave him. So don't get it twisted. He had to take some of those fights, but at the end of the day, he still dictated it. At the end of his career, he dictated it, and that's what they all trying to do. That's what most of these guys that are A side, they want to move like Floyd, and it does the sport disservice, man. When you see guys that haven't
smash the light for me,
haven't even done what Floyd done and trying to do that, you know what I mean? But again, the sanctioning bodies, blame them. They used to be an organization, all four of them. They're supposed to put you in position to help you get fights that you get avoided. You know what I mean? They're supposed to help you get the fight. But now they're creating ways for you to duck. Oh, man, we're gonna come up with a franchise title. We're gonna still make, you know what I mean? Like, what? What are you so, you know, it's a lot of that stuff going on too, that, like I said, the WBC, all of them, and they all have certain things where you can manipulate them. And long as you're still in business with them, it's okay. Because they know, and this is the
and unfortunately, the promoters doing the manipulation. Shit,
that too. But here's the thing: Al Heyman exposed you can get more money without the belts. See, people didn't know that. People always think, "Oh, you're gonna get more money with the belts." That's a lie. That's a lie. And Al Heyman proves that. He proved that. That's why these guys vacating belts and be like, "What? We good." You know, we're going to vacate. We don't need to hold the belt. You know what we're getting on the back end? Do you know what we're getting after this? So that's another thing. People think that when you got belts, you get more money. No, that's part of the negotiation. It's a tool. It helps. But no, man. Some of these guys are making great money. Look at Ryan Garcia. Ryan Garcia, you got Tank Davis, and he got an interim. They making great money. But again, we still want the sport to be back to where these titles mean something, because they still mean something to me. I still, you know, respect the guys who actually got the belts. But at the end of the day, y'all gotta go and get it. Like, go get the belts. Show us that you can get the belts. Then you can move like Floyd. I don't have no problem if you already show us.
Facts.
You see what I'm saying? Like, just show us. That's where I'm at with it.
But we definitely got to see it. Like, you know what I mean? We pass these days of fighters. Like, Gotta bring this up. Bro brought this to my and this was the perfect leeway into there. Zerto fucking Ramirez. Zerto fucking Ramirez. Y'all, we cannot accept this shit as hold on, let me make sure I cut my camera on. As content creators, fans of this sport, people who love this sport, we let a fighter get to 50-0 without beating no damn body. So you telling me I could show up at y'all school, show up at the bus stop every day, whoop somebody who can't fight, and nobody who can fight can step up? This is the society that we done came up on now.
Right.
So this is shit that we teaching our kids. Okay, let the bully beat up everybody but you. Everybody but you. And take their lunch money.
And he's still, and that's the thing too. It backfires on him because how you 40-0 and a lot of people don't even know about you. People on this panel don't even know who you talking about. You got a certain people, a handful, but a lot of people don't know who Zerto Ramirez is, man. Roberto Ramirez, you know, and that's sad.
I get that, bro, but when we looking at a Jaime Monguia who 40-0, we looking at a Gervonta Tank Davis who's the highest ticket selling promotional entity in the PBC house when we got whole undisputed champions. We got undisputed champions over there that don't sell as much as he sell, but we can be okay with this shit. And he ain't fought no damn body. Right. This man, Jermell Charlo, resume is 10 times better than Tank's.
Yeah, those are one of my favorite fighters, man. Tank and Jermell. Jermell is my number one fighter, man.
That's what's up, bro. I'm a big fan of the both on the talent perspective. You know what I mean? On the talent spectrum. But when you look at the resumes that they fought and you look at the road that Jermell Charlo had to fight, starting off with a Gabe Rosado who was tough. You understand? He fought Gabe Young, y'all. Then he fought an Austin Trout. Like shit. Julian J. Rock Hurd, Erickson Lubin. Man, shit. When you look at Jermell's resume, now I ain't no Charlo fan, but we respect the work you put into this sport. And this shit is ridiculous.
And that's what I'm saying with Charlo, because Charlo's undisputed and all his belts he got, he's knocked out the champions. Rosario, he knocked out. Castano, he knocked out, and he got his belt back from Harrison. He knocked out.
Facts, but he's not the highest ticket seller. You understand? He ain't getting the check that resonate towards what he's put into this sport.
Right. I get what you're saying.
And he about to go in there and fight another tough fucking fight in Tim Zoo.
Right. Yeah.
Like, man, come on, man. Ain't no reason he should be looking at his bank account after the fight. And Tank should be looking at his, and Tank just knocked out a Barrios, and he just beat a Rosado. Come on, man, well-established champions. Now this prize fighting, but the prize ain't bigger than the sport. Now this shit is getting ridiculous. And when I see a Zerto Ramirez, you understand, then I really have a problem. And I respect Zerto. I respect, what Zerto can bring to the sport. But you having 50 fucking fights and you ain't fought no damn champions is ridiculous.
Yeah, he almost like that. He almost close to 50 fights. That's
Rocky Marciano. Every time I get to talking, y'all bring up Rocky Marciano.
Hey, he almost. But here's another thing too. You got fighters who make bad business deals too, man. I mean, he should have been better than what he was. He was with Top Rank, and they didn't move him well. So that fell on him. And then he went. He got cut, and then he's with Golden Boy. So we're gonna see what they're gonna do with Roberto. We'll find out. But you got some fighters who make just bad business moves, man. You gotta talk about that.
And I get it. I'm a Bud fan, bro. You know how many times I had to be real and just be like, "Hey, that was dumb as hell to sign back in 2018." Okay, okay, you understand? Okay, and we get that. However, you are to be held accountable because. You understand? Boxing is a business. And if it's entities around, such as a Jay Prince, such as, y'all don't know how many people are instrumental in forming these fighters' careers and their support systems. So if you can get into that point and you continuously make bad decisions that allow you to get all the way up to 50 wins and you still ain't fought nobody credible, you deserve all of the skepticism that we're giving you. And as far as I'm concerned, he better not be close to a goddamn even fight against Bivol. Bivol, them odds better be so crazy in Bivol's favor. Like, man, y'all better not give him a nickel on the dollar.
I mean, he need to fight Demetrius. Demetrius needs somebody, man. Demetrius needs somebody. Meet him halfway.
Zerto already about to fight them. Yeah, he about to fight Bivol.
Oh, he already about to fight Bivol?
Yeah, they mandated that fight. They mandated that fight.
I didn't know that. You dropped some jewels on me on that one.
Yeah, they about to go to purse bid. I believe in the next 14 days. They going to purse bid. They about to figure that shit out.
Well,
to Andre?
Yeah.
Not
yeah,
not Andre.
Not Andre.
Not Andre. Okay.
Bivol.
Yeah, because
Andre ain't got no dance partner.
He
just
mandatory at 160.
I'm hearing something about
he 168. He haven't even.
He not taking that damn fight.
I'm hearing he got dropped from Matchroom or his contract or something.
Yeah, he did his contract up, which is a good thing. But that's what bro was talking about when you talk about bad business decisions.
Right.
You pull out of the Jermell Charlo fight early in your career.
Right.
And then you turn down the Lara fight saying that he born when PBC was willing to work with you and build the grounds for the relationships for us to feel comfortable making this a multi-million-dollar fight, meaning venue. You understand? It's a lot of things that go into that transparency. And I don't knock PBC for not being willing to work with Jermell. However, I will say that, for not being willing to work with Boo Boo, but I will say that Boo Boo, you got to make it make sense for them now. So now you got to take the 25%. You might have to take a fight at a mandatory purse bid, which is a 75-25 or a 75-35, and tell them you would take yours off the back end and bet on your talent. You understand? Yep. And bet on your talent. That's what you got to do now, because you 31 fucking years old and you another one with 30 fights that ain't fought no damn body. We kicking all y'all out of boxing. I just want y'all to know. We through with y'all ass. We ain't buying the fights. We ain't watching them. None of that shit, man, until you get fed to one of our young pits. Feed them to the dogs.
Yeah.
And this
I was
here's
reading,
the thing too.
What y'all Andre, they were saying years ago he turned down the fight with Charlo because I guess 300,000 wasn't enough. But then I keep seeing him wanting to fight Charlo. So man, I don't know what it is, man.
Bro,
oh, now
like,
I think,
and that's the thing, like
the tables turn. The tables have turned.
And not only that, y'all, I will put this into context because I got this up on my page. It's just one of the first videos I did. This one I figured out I couldn't do news. Everything ain't for everybody. I ain't doing no damn news. You'll be at your computer all damn day making videos. So and so just did this.
Mm-hmm.
But Boo Boo was on the it was the Devin Alexander Amir Khan card. He was supposed to fight Jermell Charlo on that card. And he pulled out because he said Jermell was supposed to make more than him. You know what I mean? And he was the champion. So y'all tell me 250. We like, shit, give us another 50. We'll make it happen. PBC like, we ain't doing it. So Rock Nation like, shit, pull out of that shit. Don't go into no fight where your opponent making more than you. You know what I mean? Because we know Jermell Charlo was the name at the time. They was pitching him real heavy. You understand? So Boo Boo like, shit, I'm the champion. He making more than me. Keith Thurman on the card. He making more than me. You understand? Like, oh, hell nah. Like, y'all playing me. Which I can feel that. You know what I mean? But given the context of how your career played out, bro, you got to sacrifice sometimes. Y'all being great is sacrifice. Y'all know how hard it is for everybody in our households to be quiet while we goddamn it talking this shit for y'all. Shit, there's a lot of sacrifice that go into this.
Yeah, he was only fighting once a year before he got. I mean, when he got with Hearn, he was a little more busy. But prior to that, he was only fighting once a year, and he was saying he needed a better promotion team.
And I think that's the thing was his style, man. I think he's a slick boxer. He made, wasn't exciting. I'm gonna be honest. Boo Boo just wasn't exciting, but for the hardcores who watch it and love it, we really invested in it. We can admire certain things that he does, but it's kind of hard when you got a whole bunch of casuals. You got to explain to them what they're actually watching when it comes to him at certain times, so it makes it hard.
And bro,
and
like, man, go ahead.
But he even said it out of his own mouth, which was crazy because when it came to Laura, he called Laura boring. He said Laura runs around the ring. He said Laura wasn't entertaining. He also said the networks ain't trying to pay to see that. You actually was talking about yourself, not even knowing what you were actually doing. You putting this man in the grave on video when that's actually you, and you thought you was entertaining, and you thought so. He got a rude awakening when Canelo told him the same thing he told Laura. So that's what I'm like. He got a rude and again, he ducked Laura. He got out of the Charlo fight, and he actually said that he was okay with Eddie Hearn paying him great money to fight nobody. See, he chose money over legacy. I ain't got no problem with that. If that's what you're gonna do. But don't do that and then say everybody ducking you. Because yes, Triple G did duck him. Yes, Canelo ducked him. But once you see that,
yes, Jamal Charlo ducked him.
Yeah, right. But you don't go and re-sign with the Zone after you already know the A-side guys that picked the fight ain't picking you. You went back to sign with them when you could have went on and tried to make men's eat with Al or something, but he chose money. And maybe he didn't have no choice. Maybe he couldn't get back with Al or something. But I would have stayed free agent. But he chose money. And he got
y'all
old.
Lucky my slides ain't download. I had to take the what and lead a what, man. Get him out of here, man.
So it backfired on him. I don't feel too bad for Demetrius because, again, what I do want is boxers to pay attention to how he moves because it's important. You got to be able – you're not going to get that many opportunities. Look at Devin Haney. He took less.
Preach.
He took less to legacy against a Camboso. He didn't care. Only people who was caring about the paper was the fans. Someone, he took less. He don't care about that. He trying to get that legacy. He got all those belts. Now he's in a good position. De La Hoya, Floyd Mayweather. Floyd didn't get no 50-50. He took less. Legacy.
Preach. I respect Haney for going rematch of Cambosis right back in Australia. Cause he the champ now. And he the champ now, but he going right back to his hometown.
Yeah. So but that's the thing you have to do. And I think Demetrius was so caught up at that time with money. Fighters need to pay attention to that. Don't ignore that. We're not gonna sweep that under the rug and just keep on boxing history. These young guys coming up, look how he moved. Look at those decisions. You can't sit there and say, "Oh, this dude don't want to fight me. This dude don't want to fight." Charlo the same way. Charlo at 160 over there on PBC, he's hesitant to fight different people. He's another one. Like he's hesitant. Like
that's why the only two fight for their asses, bro, is each other. Shit. That's it. We ain't watching nothing else. Shout out to my brother Keon at Everything Boxing and Sports, man. Y'all sub to that channel, man, because we cook a lot of good content over there, but we ain't hearing that shit, man.
No, like he could have fought Danny Jacobs. He could have had a couple fights too. I mean, like Charlo did the same thing. He ain't want Benevidez. He could have went up and fought Caleb Plant before Canelo. You had too many fights over there, and you chilling with Brian Adams and these other.
Brandon Adams, Dennis Hogan, Montiel, Derevchenko.
Yeah, and he was who was he supposed to fight before he withdrew? What's the guy named Selecki or something like that?
Yeah, that was the fight he was about to fight, and then I get
and he withdrew. Right? Was it because of injury?
He said it's injury, but them ticket sales might have been horrible. Who knows?
So
who knows?
So people say Mel's fighting the good guys. Maul's not fighting the good guys. I mean,
he's content though. It seems like Maul is content. He's making great money, and I feel like that's why I compare him to Demetrius Andrade. They're making good money, so they don't care about who they really fighting, and they just wait for this lottery ticket when it comes to Canelo. That's why I blast people who
and I'm gonna tell y'all that whenever you see fighters and you wonder why they not taking these fights, look at them in the ring. Watch them in the ring, y'all. Look at Jamal in the ring. He ain't getting no damn better. He still stepped with his jab. It's still inconsistent. You have too much power, too much fucking power to not have a consistent jab and set that power up. And you stay on the damn line, which is why it's so many videos of you getting knocked and that head jerking back. Then you wear all of these colors in your damn hair. So it's easy to see when you get punched. Shit, it ain't hard to tell. Blind fucking head jumping back every man. I'm so sick of him in boxing, y'all. And shout out to Ronnie Shields, because we had Ronnie Shields, man. And Ronnie Shields and
you cooking. Shout out. No, you cooking because that's
man, shout out to Ronnie Shields. I feel bad for a trainer that yeah, I mean, you gotta like I want to ask him behind closed doors, how frustrating is it when you got somebody with that much damn talent?
Wait, so Jamel Amar don't got the same trainer?
Nah.
So
Jamel trained by Derek James. Jamal trained by Ronnie Shields, which is
shoot, Derek James need to get in Mars corner then. Yeah, that's it. Yeah,
he's still. I don't know if he's gonna be able to listen, man. That's my thing.
I don't know if it makes a difference at this point.
Yeah, because once you've been doing this for so long, man, it's kind of hard to even change up certain things. But again, he said some key things. When you look at him fighting the guys that he has fought, it's levels. The guys that he has fought, let's be honest, Canelo stops Brandon Adams. Canelo stops the Manti Te'o, the Te'o that he struggled with all the way 12 rounds. Canelo stopped these guys that he actually.
And David, David fought these fighters.
Oh my God, same thing. If David fought them, not only do it to correct, but you can look at a fighter in the ring and tell the levels of it. So when people kept saying, "Oh, Canelo's ducking him," I'm telling y'all, if that fight is ever made, Canelo will be the favorite, heavy favorite. I don't care nobody.
And Canelo gonna laugh out. He might come in fat. That might be the first time we see Canelo come in with a beer belly. You understand? And walk in his flip flops, Louis Vuitton pajama set. You understand, man? He's not gonna show him no respect.
But my thing is, listen, bro, it's just you telling the truth, though, man. It would be so crazy. But I think the fans who don't know, they just look at it and they say, oh, look who Canelo's fighting. I said, that's the problem. Everybody Canelo's been fighting is better than what Charlo and Demetrius been fighting. But
everybody Mel been fighting. Shit, Mel been fighting harder. You understand? You look at Mel last 3 fights. Gabe Rosado, Rosado, the kid he hit with the body shot.
Tony Harrison. Mm-hmm.
Castano, Tony Harrison arguably beat everybody in Jamal's catalog.
Yep. You're right.
Rosado stays fighting. He stays fighting names, man. Rosado's he's a fighter that takes mad losses.
Rosado
stays fighting
is Hall of
Fame.
Man. He is the best gatekeeper in boxing, y'all.
Mm-hmm.
Like, man, DAZN hit the lick with him. Like, keeping him was the lick because y'all don't know how many fighters and what he does for fighters. When you just watch a fighter like a Sugar Shane Mosley Jr. have to finally use the length that we've been begging him to fight with since we looked at your ass.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you understand? Gabe Rosado is who finally make him understand, okay, I got to work behind this jab. I got to work behind my length. If I'm looking down at everybody I'm fighting, why am I going in the pocket?
Yeah.
And I definitely can't do it with Gabe because Gabe might hit my ass with some shit that I might not wake up from, even old Gabe. So shout out to Gabe Rosado, man. You the best gatekeeper in boxing. Shakur Tank, what y'all think, man?
Respect, man. He's a respectful guy in the game, man. That you got to give him his props because he's still getting great wins too. It ain't just like I think he beat Danny. Yeah,
that's what I was getting ready to say, man. I think he beat Danny, man. Yeah, I know what happened to Danny, man. Danny got that dog in him, like the same one.
Yeah, I don't know. But that's my thing. That's why Charlo should have jumped on him. That's why Charlo should have went to Al and said, "Hey, let's make this fight with Danny." Charlo seemed like I said, Charlo ain't doing that, man, and it kills me when you see these other fighters daring to be great. They going up in weight classes. They talking about Canelo going up fighting Kovalev. Right. And you go up and fight somebody. You ain't got to be the same. Dude, if you got to copy him a little bit, go up. Y'all PBC got a lot of fights over there, but no, y'all want
Danny
Canelo
is fool right now.
Like, come on, man.
Danny fool right now.
He is.
He ain't even a dangerous fight. Y'all, I can't wait for the day that I get online and see that Danny Jacobs retired from boxing. Man, I'm gonna be the first motherfucker in this inbox.
They were throwing stuff in the ring at it. Was it after the Chavez Jr. fight?
Yeah,
I remember they were throwing stuff in the ring when he was talking.
Whose son was that? He was fighting somebody's son. Wasn't that Chavez Jr.?
I can't remember. That's what I'm asking. I just
bro, they tore that bitch up because Chavez Jr. quit. Yes, because Chavez Jr. quit. It wasn't about him.
Oh, okay. So
that was when Chavez Jr. quit. You know, Hispanics don't play that quitting shit. You understand? They'd rather you go in there and walk out that bitch bloody everywhere. Yeah, good fight, my more Modelo. Pass the Modelo.
But, hey, he did it twice though. He quit it twice on them. I said, man,
they disown his ass. He can't even go to Mexico. I promise y'all, he live in New Mexico. That motherfucker live in Albuquerque. He can't even go to Mexico, man. Last couple questions, man. Shakur Tank, before we wrap up. What y'all think about Shakur Tank?
Boxer puncher, man. You got the boxer puncher, but Tanker's got more skills than people give him credit for. I think.
First question: does it happen?
No.
Okay, so now that we know that we talking hypothetically, you know what I'm
saying? Yeah, I don't think so, man.
We ain't gonna sell y'all no dream now. I bought a nightmare. You ever paid for a nightmare? Shit.
Oh my god.
Back when $40 would make you holler? Shit. Pay for a nightmare? Shit.
It would be a beautiful chess match early though, to be honest. But I think I would favor Shakur though.
Favor Shakur? Elaborate a little bit. Tell me why, bro.
I think because Shakur, like I said, I like Shakur, the boxer, man. I like his style. He's slick. When he fighting somebody that can punch, him and Devin Haney, they don't get caught with the shots you see them get caught with in other fights, like Devin did with Linares. I kind of say the same thing when Laura fought Canelo. Canelo couldn't touch Laura up top, but Laura got touched by Angulo because Angulo knew how to cut the ring off and get to Laura. Canelo couldn't. That was one of the attributes that Canelo struggled with that he could not do, but Angulo did. So when you look at the fighters, it's not just its attributes and styles. You get what I'm saying? So it's what these guys do great. And I think Shakur Stevenson fighting the Tank can punch. And Tank's a good boxer. So it's like a chess match, man, because he got good. I think Tank's got good timing. I think you said he didn't have good timing on here before, but I think he's really good at timing.
Nah, that's Tank's credit. I credit. I think the Tank has great timing.
Yeah,
great timing,
and he's athletic. So it's going to be real interesting to see to see Shakur offset that athleticism where Tank can hit you with a jumping left hook from a distance. You know what I mean? He can hit you from a distance.
Some very unconventional. Yeah, I mean.
Yeah. And and slip under a shot. He can slip your shot. He's really good at that, man. So it will be interesting. But I'm favoring Shakur, but I wouldn't be surprised if Tank was able to he has the ability to hit Shakur and Devin, if we want to throw it out there, man. He has the ability to make those fights very interesting. He has all the tools that can make them fight interesting.
What you think, Legend? Who you got?
Tank.
Man, I'm from Maryland, man, so I'm gonna go with Tank. I'm gonna go with Tank anyway. But,
I knew when I seen the 334. I done been to Silver Springs before.
But like what's his name? He was saying Shakur definitely, like, even when he fought Valdez was like a power puncher, but Shakur made him look easy. So it's a toss up, man. I will favor Shakur, but since I'm from Maryland, man, I got to run with Tank, man.
Facts. I salute that. All right, here's what I got on it, man. I got can Shakur be perfect? Shakur has lapses in his fights. You seen Valdez have a lot of success in that 7th round when he landed the most punches ever landed on Shakur in one round. You understand? He had these lapses where he allows people to close the distance. Jamel Herring, for y'all that think I'm full of shit, is film up. I do film, so get to the Shakur Stevenson video and check it out, and you will see him get hit with some of these right hands that I'm talking about. He takes from each fighter that he fights. You understand? Jamel Herring also landed a few right hands. Nakathila landed a tough right hand on Shakur. Not saying every fighter don't get hit, but it's different when you getting hit by Tank. I think we all can agree to that. So knowing what Tank do when he close the distance and knowing that Shakur gotta be perfect for all 12 rounds, that's tough, man. And I'm still waiting to see Shakur fight the perfect fight against somebody of his size whom power makes him fight the perfect fight. Tank could be the person who power makes Shakur go in the Matrix. And we could see Shakur fight that perfect ass fight. But right now, I gotta go with Tank, man. Because I know what Tank do when he close distance. And it's hard to be perfect when you fighting somebody with that type of ring IQ. We just seen Tank set his first trap in his career.
Yep.
Yeah, that Romero knockout was like
because that was his first setup. That was his first. He kept turning him, setting him up. You could just see it. You understand? But it's Tank's inability to deal with jabs. It's Tank's inability to not bring a jab. So he closed distance and takes punches in the miss. That's why his whole damn face was red. Damn face was marked up. Oh, Rolly hit hard. Rolly hit hard. Rolly don't hit hard. Everybody who fights you hit you, muff. Because you want to just walk across the club. And hit you with somebody with an in the club punch. Boxing ain't gonna work like that when you're dealing with somebody with a high ring IQ like a Shakur Stevenson. So I mean, as much as it's a 50-50 fight, right now I gotta go with Tank, man. I gotta believe that Tank will close that show because I ain't seen Shakur be perfect yet or have to be perfect yet. Not saying Tank won't make him, but everybody get their last words, man. The legend, let them know where to find you at. Go ahead, tap in. We appreciate you coming up, bro.
Yeah, I'm on Instagram as the legend 3347. I'm on Facebook as Todd Finney, and I just started my own podcast. Only got 3 episodes, but it's called In This Corner. So
that's what's up, man. Leave your link in the chat, bro. I think I got you a ranch already. Leave your link in the chat, man, so I can ranch you up and the people can come and find you, man. Definitely gonna support it.
All right. Appreciate it.
You know it.
Y'all can find me on IG, Ohio Runs Boxing, Facebook, Marcus Nall, and Facebook, Ohio Runs Boxing. So, yeah, y'all can definitely find me on there. So, y'all know that's where y'all can find me, man. A great show tonight, man.
Appreciate everybody tapping in. Wrap up this weekend in boxing. Appreciate y'all. Everybody smash that like button for me. We had a lot of haters come through here today, man. So for those of us that really rock with us, smash the like button, man. They don't cost nothing. And it's a good day to love boxing, man. We had a great weekend in boxing. Cheer, we out.
All right.
Class dismissed for the day.